Okay, we'll call.
For saving the black man. Self self preservation is the first law of nature. So when I first started reading and studying, it was through the teachings of Dr. Naeem Magwar. He had a book called Breaking the Chains of Psychological Slavery.
Oh, okay.
And then he,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me
Yes,
say
sir.
that. Let me say that. So I can hear you, but you're a little
Yes, sir.
muffled. Somebody pointed out you're a little. I
Okay.
can hear you, but yeah, of course. Naeem Akbar. I didn't hear the name. It sounded like
Yes, sir.
yeah, because you're muffled. It sounded like you gave a Japanese name, but of course. I know
Okay.
Dr. Naeem Akbar, but once you said the name of the book, 'cause I was going to Google the book, right? What you said,
Yeah, right.
I got that book. Like, oh yeah. Okay, so now, yeah, I wasn't clear on the name that you gave because your phone's like slightly muffled.
Right.
Like, I can make you out,
Okay.
but that
Okay.
part, yeah. I didn't clearly hit the N. Naeem Akbar,
Okay.
yeah, of course, yeah, I know what it is.
Naeem Magwar.
Yeah.
And Dr. Naeem Magwar, he used that psychology to show how to become a man. First of all, how to become a man. And I read Business for Black Men. That was the second one that I read, Business for Black Men. And they profound when it comes to just where you at in your head. You know what I mean? When I read Business for Black Men, it showed me, I broke down and cried because it showed me how you calling yourself a man all of this time. You never really knew what a man was.
Mm.
You got children, you grown, you can't, but you don't know what a man is. So when I got off in the teaching of Dr. Naeem Magwar, it was just straighten up and try to be a man. And then it was after that, which I discovered Message to the Black Man. And from Message to the Black Man, it just resonated. It put all of it together.
Okay, so I asked those questions specifically because I wanted people, most times people hear of Nation Islam, like they're going to hear about the white man's the devil. They're going to hear about separation.
Right.
They're going to hear about black God, things like that. So I wanted to point out, I wanted you to tackle some things that's not really religious, that the Nation Islam is also known for. So, I got the Message of Black Man in my hand right now, and
Yes.
the first couple chapters, it deals. Well, the first chapter,
Through God.
It goes with Allah is God, and then it goes to the original man, right? And then it goes to Islam. What is Islam? And then it goes to Bible, Quran, and then the devil, right? Then from there, prayer, service, and then from there it goes to program and position. Okay, and that's, we touched on things right there: self development, the economic blueprint, right? Things like that.
Yes, sir.
And then from there, again, economic program. Then we got persecution of the righteous. Then we got land of our own. You already talked about that. Okay, then he talks about hypocrites, disbelieving, and then obedience. Then he talks about the judgment, right? So that's pretty much, then he got the answer to the critics. So so he has a lot of non-religious teachings, right? That
Yes,
I think a lot of black folks will definitely, you got to be a politician at that point, because you teach separation. The way you explain it, you might can sell some black folks to that. And when you talk about do for self, those type of things, like those are natural arguments that you could see yourself winning a black person overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first controversial teaching that you're going to have a hard time in your campaign is
who's God?
Is not just that. Yeah, who's God? Exactly. That God is a man. All right. So now there are some points in that argument that, as you know, it trip up a lot of Christians, right? So there are a lot of good points you can bring to a Christian. I think that the black people who are into Orthodox Islam, I don't think there's too much sold on that. But I think Christians, the argument for Christians is definitely it's pretty good. You know, about God being a man. You know, so
Yes,
so with that being said, I always heard that because people are going to ask, well, if you're Muslim, why do you read from the Bible? So I always heard that you teach them from where they are, right? Something like that, paraphrasing. But I got some Orthodox friends, like the guy Hassan Muhammad, who comes on here, and he might say, well, Islam is the fastest growing religion in America, and definitely amongst black folks, and we don't teach the Bible. So he's,
right.
in other words, the Bible could have been avoided, and we could have got our people in Islam without the use of what we call the poison book. What's your response to that? If somebody took that position? I think he lost connection. He had dropped off. All right. So eventually, I'm getting to the controversial teachings, and we're starting there, and then I'm gonna drop the link for that, right? Because I just want to get a background. You got to see what the brother got before you prejudge and line him up with other panelists, guest panelists, right? From that faith. So he is, by the way, he is in the line. So this motorist was pulled over because he had a conversation with a gas attendant, a gas guy who worked at the gas station, and the cops, just bored, looking for drug traffickers, drug smugglers. So they assume one is black, one is white, so they have to be doing a drug transaction. They got to be smuggling drugs. So he pulled over this car. He says the car was going 7 miles over the speed limit. The speed limit is 75. He said the car was doing 82. He asked for license registration, those things. And then he started to ask where he coming from. The guy was really just vague. He said, listen, east to west. I'm not about to fill you in all this irrelevant information. Just get my ticket. And I believe like a law got to be established here where cops can do. Cops got to be able to be held to the original offense. I pulled you over for speeding, so here's a speeding ticket, right? Searching for other things outside of the speeding ticket, it just not good, for anybody, it's not good. So anyway, so he begins to ask about is he under any influence? Does he have illegal drugs? Does he have the excessive amount of cash in the car? So he like, nah, man, just no, man, just you pull me over. I just want to go on by my way. I'm not beef for these questions. Then the officer asked him to take a field sobriety test. The dude like, hell no, what for what? No, I'm good. And the officer then threatened him to take it under arrest. Okay, so the dude gave him his license. They checked his license. The license is good, and then all that type of stuff. And now they asking him about, so now they asked him about the other car. Where's the other car? Then the dude's confused because all he did was chat with somebody at the gas station. He didn't leave with him. It wasn't going to a party or a cookout, pool party. You dig? No, what they call it? Get back, sit back, whatever. They wasn't doing that. He just going home. So the officer is saying he's acting nervous, all that type of stuff, because he want to search the car with a K9. So here we are. Peace through peas and thirsty. So I'm gonna get to the mom interrogation, but first I'm gonna tackle this. Yeah, kickback. There you go. So thirsty must be 30 years or under. Right. So this is a kickback. So I'm sorry. It's not like he's going to do a kickback. He's just going home. But the police officers got an agenda. They want to catch drug traffickers. Oh, and the car is a rental. So that's the first for police officers that's looking for drug smugglers. If they run your tags and it comes off as a rental, they're definitely going to search your car, regardless of whom or what. Doesn't matter. They're going to search it because most of their drug bust has come from rental cars, right? So here we are.
Call K9 then. 5 10 minutes before.
Oh, he's threatening with a K9, right? I'm going to call it K9. And since I can't search your car, since you're not cooperating with my answering, okay, I'm going to call it K9. Okay, and here we are.
I'm not wasting my time. I'm getting paid to do this. I'm just doing my job.
Right, well,
I'm not wasting your time. You're wasting your time. If you don't want us to look, that's your right. You're right there.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll call a K9. It'll be about 10 minutes, though, okay?
That's fine.
I gotta call him. He's actually in that other town that we were just at, so it'll be a minute before he gets here.
That's fine.
Trooper McMillan articulates that the reason for his suspicion is having cameras and refusing to answer questions, both of which are protected civil rights, but the trooper insists that the right to remain silent is only when you're being arrested.
So to catch you up, so the trooper told the young dude that, because the young dude said, well, I don't want to answer any questions. I want to, invoke my Fifth Amendment right to stay silent, to remain silent. And the police officer lied to him and said, nah, that's only if I read you Miranda rights. You can remain silent. I haven't done that, so you got to talk to me,
That's when you're being arrested.
Only when you're being rights, but the refusing to answer questions, both of.
Okay, so I wanted to go backwards because his reason for getting a K9 was because he decided to exercise his civil rights, which is to plead the Fifth and to, what's the other one? The second one might have been to, I think something with search and seizures. I don't know. I forgot the second one, but everything that he didn't want to be participate in was constitutionally protected. Okay, so that's not it. So you can't get a K9 because somebody want to exercise their rights. That you're supposed to get a K9 for suspicious reasons. But there we are.
Of which are protected civil rights, but the trooper insists that the right to remain silent is only when you're being arrested.
That's when you're being arrested in Miranda. That has nothing. You're not in custody or anything. I'm asking you, you're driving. I'm asking you your travel plans.
Good things come to those who work. So let's get to work.
Remember that no officer can compel your speech or a testimony against yourself, and they certainly cannot use your right to remain silent against you. Mr. Beausoleil again mentions his right to silence and declines consent to search his vehicle. With that, Trooper McMillan directs Trooper Schult to request a K9 unit. The trooper has already approached the vehicle with the speeding warning, and has already admitted that he has not smelled the odor of marijuana and had no other reasonable suspicion that Mr. Beausoleil was trafficking drugs, other than he was expressing his First Amendment right to film the interaction on a pre-installed dash camera and would not tell the trooper his travel plans. 22 more minutes pass as they wait for the K9 unit to arrive, during which Trooper McMillan repeats his concerns with Mr. Beausoleil exercising his civil rights.
Yeah, he refuses to answer questions. He won't tell me where he's coming from or where he's going, just says he's going from west to east. He's got a camera mounted on the back right passenger seat, one mounted.
So this police officer believes that if you got a camera in your car, like that means you're into illegal activity. Like, nah, I got a camera in my car because I'm suspicious of police officers like yourself. So let me go ahead and
mounted on the rear view mirror. And he's also got his cell phone recording in the cup holder. He also never rolls his windows down the full way either. He only rolls them down about 1/4 to
8154. Are
halfway
you
down.
A 47?
Finally, 36 minutes into the detention for allegedly driving 6 miles over the speed limit, Trooper Miller arrives on scene with a canine.
Hills County's canine on scene.
I'll get him out for you here real quick. He's not talking. He's got cameras mounted. I think Doug told you. Okay, if you want to step out while he runs the canine around. When you step out, I am going to pat you down, just make sure you don't have any weapons on you. That way I don't have to worry about you reaching in your pockets. Yeah, can you shut the car off too so that you won't mess with the dog, please?
They remove Mr. Beausoleil from the vehicle and conduct a Terry pat-down, though they had no reason to believe he was armed and dangerous. They then run the dog around the vehicle.
As long as the dog doesn't indicate, you'll get back in your car and you're out of here.
I always wanted to record cops.
Go ahead. Not stopping you. Never said you couldn't, did I?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just weird. You could have stopped me at the gas station and asked me.
I could have. Why? You weren't speeding at.
So he said, if you had suspicion of me some drug smuggling, you could have stopped me at the gas station. You didn't have to follow me on the highway, a dark ass highway, and to intimidate me on the side of the road and to like violate my constitutional rights. That's what he was saying. Like, why didn't you listen? You could have resolved this at the gas station. Like, why would you trail me for 5-10 miles to harass me? He said I could have, but I didn't. That's his response.
At the gas station.
Mr. Beausoleil asks the officer why he didn't question him at the gas station, and the trooper responds that he wasn't speeding at the gas station, showing that the stop was premeditated, which is demonstrated again when another trooper radios into dispatch.
And we've tailed this vehicle to Dorrance. He's not given us any reasons to pull him over, so I'm going to 1022.
The canine finds nothing, and after nearly 45 minutes, they release Mr. Beausoleil.
We looked at your car, and saw you had a radar detector, and I saw you had cameras mounted in there. It's not normal for most people. So, yeah, it draws our attention. I'm not hiding anything.
This is the reason why.
Well, go. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong. You can record all you want.
Eventually, a lawsuit was filed that included a second incident and a second party, in which troopers extended a traffic stop to allow for an inspection by a dog. The lawsuit alleges that the troopers unconstitutionally target out-of-state vehicles for traffic stops. Investigations show that out-of-state drivers make up 96% of all the patrol's reported civil forfeitures from 2018 to 2020.
Out-of-state cars make up 90%, 96%. God damn. Out-of-state, 96% of civil forfeitures. That's crazy. 96, almost all.
2019, and 93% of their total traffic stops. The lawsuit explains that troopers use what they call the Kansas two-step to gain access to vehicles, which is where an officer issues a ticket or a warning, and then asks for consent to search the vehicle. This technique is used to end the traffic detention, and then they pretend to re-engage the driver in what could be considered a consensual encounter. The method was taught to all Kansas Highway Patrol officers and is included in their training manuals. If the driver denies consent to a search, a canine unit is then called to the scene. The issue here is that detaining drivers after the initial purpose of the stop has been resolved and prolonging the encounter absent consent or reasonable suspicion of criminal activity is not lawful and an egregious violation of your civil rights. The lawsuit reached the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, where the court found Trooper McMillan's declarations of reasonable suspicions for the stop was lacking in coherence, painted an incomplete picture, and would permit a reasonable jury to find Trooper McMillan incredible.
While both NetSuite and QuickBooks offer software designed to help businesses manage their accounting process,
that the trooper leapt to conclusions about the odor at the gas station and failed to connect his claims that Mr. Beausoleil could be caravanning. They also found that seeking to invoke his right to remain silent does not display dishonesty, and that renting a vehicle, having cameras, and refusing to roll a window all the way down during a cold night in February does not contribute to suspicion of trafficking. The court found it was so obvious that reasonable.
I hope you guys are listening. You ain't got to roll your windows down. Listen what they're what the court is saying about the police stop, the Terry stop.
Suspicion was lacking as to permit Mr. Beausoleil to overcome Trooper McMillan's assertion of qualified immunity, affirming the district court's denial of Trooper McMillan's motion for summary judgment. However, they did grant qualified immunity to Trooper Schult, because the duty to intervene to protect the constitutional rights from infringement by other law enforcers in their presence was determined on an excessive force case, and therefore was somehow not clearly established. So now, 3 years.
So let me explain that in plain English. If a police officer is found guilty of knowingly violating your constitutional rights, their qualified immunity, what is that? And that is protection. You can't go after them civilly, right? So they're protected with qualified immunity. They're immune to civil litigation issues, liability, personal, right? That means you go after the city and the taxpayers' money, that type of stuff. If a police officer is found guilty of knowingly violating your civil rights, then you go after that person personally after they get rid of your qualified immunity. So that's the plain English there. Any questions, just write in the chat and I'll explain further.
Years after the incident, the courts have ruled that the case can finally proceed to trial. It will likely be a bit longer until we learn the final outcome, but as the information becomes available, I will be sure to update you here. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd
Okay, so most likely, his lawsuit will go through and they're gonna pay him a hefty fine, for the damages. Now, this next video might turn your stomach, so put your seatbelt on. I don't know if I want to do this one right away. Let me see. All right, but let me go here first before I go there, because that was crazy how they did this black dude dirty. So let me go here first. Let's look at the actual lawsuit.
Falcon Division.
When people take pictures of government buildings, in particular police department, it does cause some concerns, so some folks let us know. I'm making a threat assessment right now, okay?
Just need some pictures of some marked units.
I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Do you have an ID I can see?
I'd rather not give it. But you have to have reasonable suspicion that committed a crime.
Because you're outside a law enforcement facility acting suspicious. That's all I need.
Is that a felony or misdemeanor?
That's a misdemeanor.
Okay, so this officer is obviously lying. Suspicion is not a misdemeanor. So this is why this guy is educated on the law. He asked him, okay, I'm taking pictures of your police building and the parking lot in your cars, and it's freaking you guys out. All right, no problem. He's like, and the cop said, we're suspicious of your activity. And he's like, okay, so is suspicion a misdemeanor or felony? He said, oh, it's a misdemeanor. So now, he's trying to bluff the guy, but the guy is well prepared for these rebuttals. And he's just letting the officer know, I know this is illegal activity. It's protected by the Constitution. So now watch this. So this is called an audit, by the way. Stupid and whoever else don't know what's going on, because I know you had raised concern before or contention, but this is called an audit. And some lawyers approve this audit because they said the government need to be audited as well. And the audit is something IRS do to business owners. Audits what keep the playing field balanced and everybody doing the correct thing, right? So government ran facilities, state, local, federal, also need to be audited because they pretty much govern themselves. They police themselves. So there's no outside agencies that keep them in check. So, but you don't know that you are the outside agency, according to the First Amendment. You can audit them and make sure that everything's being ran, tax money's being spent the way it's being spent, and nobody's getting overpaid, those type of things. So this is an audit. So when he recorded the police building, he's recording police activity to make sure that these police officers are following their own policies, because a lot of times they break their own policies. And one policy is when a person of the public asks them for their name and badge number, it's supposed to give it. That's their personal policy, and they won't. Sometimes you'll see they don't even want to give it. So they break their policies on a regular basis. This is why this is called an audit. They want to point this out to the public, to the country, that there's something bad going on in these police stations, and it starts with the camera, then it ends with the shooting of an unarmed black man. All right, so that's why this is done. It points out and try to prevent what comes afterwards. It's just a snowball effect. So here we go.
Suspicious?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It's called disorderly conduct.
Disorderly conduct. The
Disorderly
Supreme
conduct
Court has ruled that photography on a public sidewalk
Okay,
is...
we'll do it my way. Come with me.
I'm gonna put his camera just on the hood of the
Please
car
don't
while
talk,
we
don't
finish
touch
doing
my
this,
camera.
okay?
I don't consent to any searches or seizures of my property. Alright, so, as you can see, I've been illegally detained and thrown in the back of a squad car. You've not given me suspicion of a crime.
Okay, well, first of all, I told you were being detained for the suspicion activity that's going on.
You can't.
So the same way criminals in states where you're allowed to self-defense states where you're allowed to defend yourself by any means of violence, right? As long as you perceive your life being at risk, and criminals take their chance and get shot to death by a customer who's legally can carry and travel. You take that risk as a criminal and you get shot to death by a customer. The same thing with police officers. Police officers always they take the same risk. They're hoping the person they're violating, when I say violating, I mean violating your constitutional rights. They're hoping that you're one of those dumbasses. They're hoping you're not one of those customers who end up shooting a robber dead. In this case, for this police department, they got the wrong guy, right? They harass the wrong guy, and they're gonna literally pay money. All right, so let's look at it.
Legally detain me for suspicious activity?
Absolutely, I can.
Okay.
So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, after you're willing to give me your first name, is I'm going to take your phone, I'm going to put it on the hood of the car for my safety and my cover officer's safety, okay?
For my phone?
Yeah.
How does it make you unsafe that I'm recording this?
Okay, I'm going to explain it to you.
So these officers, a lot of them are cowards. We got to start calling these officers brave. A lot of them straight cowards.
Alright, so what's going on, guys? So, just give you a little
anyway, he's going to go into detail of his settlement.
Let
me fast forward some of this.
Video, issued a bulletin filming this city of Colorado Springs.
Okay, so he got a triple win, right? And you're going to see in a sec. I'm going to get to it.
Contacted Clayton agreement, sue them because in good faith we reached a settlement agreement. The parties deem it in their best interest to reach a complete resolution of any and all potential claims that Clayton may have against the city of Colorado Springs, occurring up to the date of this agreement. Basically, I'm resolving claims.
Because again, I understand people had concerns and they thought they were starting trouble. No, actually, they was able to change laws. So when you get it, Dr. King showed you that. So when you actually study civil rights and understand how laws are changed, you usually come with an unlawful arrest. And then that person's able to go to court and bring it to attention. That's usually how that happens. It's hard to really change the laws or contest them in court if you're not actually locked up. Somehow, when you get locked up, it makes it easier to change that law, right? To protest and bring attention to it. All right. So you have to go to jail a lot of times to change these laws. And you look at the laws, just look at the laws that have been overturned and changed. Some people went to jail. And Dr. King is the best example. Okay, so this is what's necessary, and by him getting locked up and detained or whatever, and he sued them. Look what they had to do afterwards. Not only pay him money, but he won triple times because now he actually in the lawsuit made sure their policies were changed to benefit people like himself with the cameras. Watch.
For this specifically, for this incident. All of this is pretty much just agreeing that I'm not going to sue them over it. And then we have consideration, which pretty much this is what they are agreeing to do. And I have to say, before we go into this, I'm pretty happy with it. I will say that we, as in me and my law firm, we're definitely willing to litigate it in court. But we strongly feel that.
So they messed with somebody who had a law firm. I don't know if he's paying this law firm or he's actually connected with them. But this is why I say have some money for a lawyer, because, things can work in your favor like it did for this guy, this young man.
This is acceptable, and these are acceptable terms. So, within 30 days of the execution of this agreement, the City of Colorado Springs agrees to pay the total amount of $41,000 in the form of a check made payable to.
All right, so he's just pointing out his financial compensation, $41,000. I'm gonna skip to the other agreement they did to put in their policy to also satisfy the victim. Watch this.
Clayton Newman is very, I'd say pretty much every, I guess I won't. So, because part of the agreement was by July 1st, 2018, the following will be added to Colorado Springs Police Department General Order 1551, Section 4. Taking photographs and recording from a public space in of itself does not constitute suspicious activity. So
for you guys that think they're starting trouble, he was in that lawsuit. He was able to have the police department of Colorado Springs to agree that taking these photos, right, the same photos that everybody say, hey, they're starting trouble. These same photos, the police department admitted, and from now on will not come and harass people who take photos from this point on. That's what he's showing in the lawsuit agreement. They're going to let people do what they're supposed to do with the photo, with the camera. It's a constitutional right. So they're no longer going to harass people. They're going to, if somebody called a cop, the cops will always come. But once they see what's going on, or this guy's just taking photographs and videos, now he's good. They're going to leave him alone. Don't even ask his name. They can just show up and maybe ask his name just a document, but he's probably going to reject that because of the Fourth Amendment right and to illegal search and seizures. So he's just going to turn around and just go. That's it. That's what they do.
Couple things to say about that. My law firm specifically was responsible for them having to publish their policy on the internet. They had to publicly.
So his law firm made sure that this police department not just had it in writing, but they had to publish it on their website. Where if there's any confusion for the next person to come record, they could just say, "Hey, man, it's on your website. Yeah, I ain't doing that shit wrong. Recording and taking photographs of your department inside the building, in the parking lot, your cars, and etc." So this is what needed to be done.
Publish it. Now, my law firm specifically, and other lawsuits against Colorado Springs, has had, they have had different things added to this policy, but apparently that wasn't enough. So we had this line. It will be added to the policy by July 1st. Now, I must say personally, we proposed probably 15 different policy changes or adding to it at least, and this is the one policy that was agreed upon. I must say I was personally aiming more for something along the lines of, a police officer shall not detain someone for suspicious activity.
Good luck with that
alone,
one. That's
but
not happening.
Suspicious activity of a crime. Law already state. Here's the thing, though. Police are more trained to know their policy than they are the law. That's why they have law books. That's why they have to go through and find codes, because they're not for that right direction. 2018, the City of Colorado Springs will create and publish a roll call video addressing the First Amendment right to record police activity, and will require.
So for you guys that think it's useless, is non-productive, well, this lawsuit had forced all Colorado Springs cops, police officers, to watch video on how to respect First Amendment auditors' rights. So they got to watch video. They got to be trained. Remember, we talked about police failing training or training failing them. Well, they all got to watch videos on First Amendment auditors. This was a triple win. And what's legal and what's illegal with their activities. So when the police are called on them because somebody don't want to be on camera in a public building, I don't know how it's possible. There's no expectancy of privacy in public, so let me just say right now, guys, women, if you're in public, you have no privacy, okay? I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care what your kid is wearing. I don't care if your window's open. All right? a person can take pictures of you and throw your ass on Instagram or Twitter or IG, TikTok. If they can make a video and clown you, or shit, they can say, hey man, this woman's beautiful. Whatever they want to do. Or this guy's a clown. He's a pussy. Whatever they want to do, they can do. When you're in private. I mean, when you're in public. It's legal. Private, different story. When you're in your house and he's in your house, he probably can't do that thing. But as long as he can see you, right? Your window's open, you're taking a shower in the bathroom, he can see you, he can photograph your ass. Now it'll come off as creepy, but it's still constitutional because you're in, you're responsible for your own privacy. So if your window's open, you dig, and you take a picture of you, that's just what it is. Like, you can't trespass somebody's eyes. That's why. You can't say, hey, you can't look over here. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine your bathroom window's open, your boobs and everything is showing, and you're telling people they cannot look at you. It's illegal to look at you. So the camera are our eyes. So when you say somebody can't look at you, when you say they can't record, you're also saying they can't look at you either. It's illegal to look at you, and that's bogus. So think about the camera as looking at you with human eyes. All right. So anyway, let's go on.
That its officers view the video by December 31st, 2018. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, and it's pretty awesome. So basically, by the end of the year, every officer of Colorado Springs Police Department will be required to watch a video about our First Amendment right to record the police. Now, since this happened on November 2nd, I've not had one problem with Colorado Springs.
All right, so this is an absolute win. All right, so I can get rid of that tab. What's this? I can get rid of that tab. I already played this Kamala Harris policies. All right, this is an interesting one. I might do this one tomorrow since it's so late. Let me get to what I want to get to first, and we got time. I'll go into this because my laptop, I could charge it, but at 30%, my iPad's at 20%. So let's go back to this. All right. So now let me speed you up. What's going on here with this interrogation? Okay. Let me put this in there. First. Yeah. So today I was very tired today. I had a class. Like normally my classes are all evenings, but Monday, since this one parent can't figure out what the hell just happened? Since the parent can't figure out an evening schedule for their kid, I let them do the exception. I said, okay, I'll do a 12 o'clock class for you, just for you, on Mondays only. So that messed my day all up. You dig? So and I was gonna have Indigenous try to do a lecture for 2 hours, which I know he can't do. That's why he ain't hit me up either. But I was definitely asleep. So when I came home from that class, well, before the class, I played a little ball for about an hour and a half. And usually when I play ball for an hour and a half, play ball period, I'm gonna be sleepy when I come home. So anyway, I came home, showered, did my class, came home at 1 o'clock, and I went to sleep and wake up to 4 o'clock. So it was over. All right. So anyway, let me just put this here. But it was a good rest. I'm like well rested now. All right. So let me put this in here in chat in case the business want to call in and talk this bullshit. All right. So let me catch up the speed here. Okay, so you're gonna hit two names. You're gonna hit Gerard and you're gonna hit Jamel. Jamel is her oldest son. Okay, Gerard is the stepdad of her oldest son. Okay, it's her husband. It's really her ex-husband, but she got back with him. But they're not remarried, but she's back with him. So I'm just gonna say husband for the sake of confusion. Okay, so I'm gonna say since she's back with them, she's back involved with them. I'm just gonna say husband for the sake of confusion. But this husband is not the father of Jamel. I'm not even sure if he's a father of the other kids, but I think he is, right? So I think he's the father of the other kids, but not Jamel. Okay. So Gerard is the stepdad of Jamel. Jamel is 24 years old. He's having a moment where he's upset with his life and I'm speculating he's upset with his mom's contributions to his lifestyle. You dig? And I'm sure the stepdad has a lot to do with that. Now, don't get that bum nigga nothing. He don't want to work. So Jamel, the son, decided to vandalize his own mother's property, but really the stepdad stuff, the cars. So from what I know, the mom live in a middle-class area. They seem to be like a little wealthy. They got Maserati, BMW, all type of exotic cars in their, well, foreign, not exotic, but foreign cars in their place of home, right, where they stay at. Okay, they live in a nice town, even the police officer confirmed it. So they're kind of well off. Okay, so her oldest son feels entitled to her money or their money for whatever reason. So he takes it out on his stepdad. He vandalizes stepdad's property, cars, and he sends a text to the mom, let her know, either a picture or a text saying, look what I did to your man now, So what the detectives are saying now, after all that, they're saying that Gerard got fed up with this guy vandalizing their belongings, and according to the mother, Jamel, which is his son, offered death threats, which I don't really believe, but let's say he did. Okay, so Gerard, receiving death threats, allegedly decided to like, hey man, you playing that game now? All right, you took it somewhere else now. All right, so we gotta go that route. So the detectives believe that Gerard got a bat and he called 3 other friends to corner Jamel and Batman his ass down. You know, Batman, you dig? What's the home run guy named, the black dude from the San Francisco Giants? Barry Bonds. He decided that Barry Bonds fucked his head over the damn fence with the metal bat. So that's what the detectives are saying what happened. And they're saying they got good reason to believe Jamel is dead. That's why she's talking to home homicide detectives, which most of these criminals get confused conveniently. They act like they don't know which detectives they're talking to, and they say homicide, they act like they don't know what homicide means. I mean, somebody's dead or presumed to be dead. Okay, but if he's thought to be alive, you would not be talking to homicide detectives. You're talking to another detective. Okay, so anyway, so the detectives believe that Gerard got 3 other guys and they batted Jamel down, killing him. And then they believe that the mom was complicit in the crime because she gave the keys to her man to get rid of the evidence and possibly the body, because the body is no longer behind the house. Okay, so her story is not behind the house because he ran somewhere, he's alive. The detective story is, well, the evidence we got at the crime scene, we got reason to believe he's not alive, he's actually dead. Okay, so anyway, let's go. So start from there, let's go.
Can a witness only be used for something they see? Can you hear something and be a witness?
Yeah.
What is?
So now during the whole interview, the whole interrogation, she was not really forthcoming. She wasn't really honest. They called her out there several times, and now she just comfortable with her lies because she believes that at the very least her man would be locked up, but she's good.
What does that say?
Okay, but if you heard him screaming, I could have heard him screaming if I was standing on my front porch.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't hear anybody.
But you also could have told us the truth that the Gerard was there and you chose not to do that. So this is where we're running into the issue here. Okay, you're in denial right now. You're in denial that
he could be capable of doing this.
That's understandable, okay? Because you're worried about losing somebody that's going to be able to help you care for your children.
Okay, so this is the part why I believe, and you guys can connect your own dots. This what he's about to say next. I'll go back for a second. There you go, 5 seconds to be exact. So this is the part where led me to believe that the stepdad is only the father of the younger kids, not the older kids. Okay, so listen to this.
Okay, because you're worried about losing somebody that's going to be able to help you care for your children. So like I told you before, what happened that night?
Huh?
What is that? There's nothing you can do that's going to take back the events of that night. There's nothing at all, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay, something very tragic and very bad happened. And
So if you put the
But as I always say, pay attention to their body language. That tells a lot. Okay, so look at her body language. She's relaxed. She's leaning against the wall. She has nothing to worry about, right?
you put the
listen to me. You can try to figure this out all you want, or you can just tell us what happened.
because I don't know. I promise you I don't know. I was not okay. So he asked me for the keys to the car. I didn't think anything of that. Because like I've said, I'm not thinking anything because I'm saying to myself, I'm thinking to get this car while police here before Jamel come back. So obviously I'm thinking that Jamel coming back.
So she's talking about the chase. So her man with the 3 other accomplices chased her son around back of a house. And the detective's saying, yeah, that happened. We got surveillance on that. So we know that's true. But the problem is when everybody came back to the front, Jamel wasn't with him. Okay. That's the issue here.
So if he put it's a lot of bats up there at the park. So if he put the car in the bat, the bat in the car. Okay, whatever. Ask me whatever you want to ask me. Cause
Let me see the text, the last text that he sent you again.
Oh,
Jamel. Let me see this first. So he's sending this one, you're sending that one. Right? What is that one in reference to?
I guess, like I said, like I told you before, he think that he running my house. So he think that I'm listening to whatever he's saying for me to do. Or he thinks he's telling me to do stuff, I guess.
Okay. Did Gerard text you that night?
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Do you have those?
Yeah. I have a lot of texts though, so it'll take a minute to go do it.
So, no, ma'am, we talked about detectives, right? We talked about it does interrogation. We talked about good ones, medium, and bad ones. I look at these guys as good ones because they really were professional. They were very clear and a lot of things they had to say. And they let her know a lot of things, about the case, but step by step. Because she keep aggressing them, like trying to find something out, and they're smart to know. Like we dealt with aggressive people before, and we know how to handle them. Okay, so we're not gonna be pressured to tell you what's going on. But she's fishing to see what they know.
Do you remember what you guys talked about when he texted you that night?
What? No, I don't remember what he texted about.
Was it about Jamel?
I'm about to look and see.
Okay. Present situation. Did you talk about it today? What did you guys talk about today? About this situation? Huh?
And he just wanted to tell me something.
You to say? Did he give you a script to come down here and tell you to say anything?
No, he never told me. He never told me. He just said, I want to give you something to think about, but he just never told me.
And what was he trying to tell you to think? What did he want you to think about?
He said he wanted to give me something to think about, but he never told me exactly what he wanted me to think about. But no, he didn't give me any script or anything like that.
Okay.
I just told him that I had an appointment to come down here at 5:30.
Okay.
They're trying to find out or get her to admit that upon coming down to the interrogation to be interrogated, that the number one suspect has coached her on how to answer questions. Okay. She says, no, that's not true. But we'll see right now.
At any point, has he ever asked you to tell us something to help protect him, as if he was not there or not involved in this?
No, he never told me to tell y'all that he wasn't there.
Okay, so you did that on your, so you came in here and intentionally lied to us on your own accord.
I didn't
right?
intentionally lie to you all.
What would you call it?
I wanted to say that he was there, that I but I just.
But how many times were you given an opportunity to say that, but you didn't? Does that, you know what I mean? Put yourself in our shoes. Man, I wanted to win the lottery, but I have yet to do that. I truly don't think you understand how serious this situation is.
Do you realize you can go to prison for lying?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling y'all the truth now. What else you want to know?
We want to know what happened.
We just want you to help us. That's all we want you to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm here.
And you are here, but you're not. We are giving you our commitment to do the very best we can to bring Jamel home. We're not getting your commitment in return because there's more information that you know that you're not sharing with us.
Okay. Well,
And we're able to prove that.
Ask me.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the conversations between you and Gerard.
Do you have those messages pulled up?
Okay, let's start with this.
Okay.
We executed a search warrant.
Okay.
Okay. On your messages and Gerard's messages.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can put your phone down for a second. That way you can have we can have each other's undivided attention.
Well, he want me to pull up my messages.
No, I've got them. I have the messages right here.
Okay.
You can just put your phone.
Just put it right there for me for a minute. Okay.
There's nothing recording on this or anything, right? Can I just verify that? Okay, that's all.
I want you to take a look at these, okay? And I want you to help explain some of those messages that are on there.
Okay.
Or can we just turn it off right now? We'll turn it back on. Is there anything on there that you think could be problematic for you? Yeah, there is.
When I said kick his behind?
You damn right. You set your own son up to get his ass whipped and something bad happened, okay?
Okay, so now they gave her the smoking gun. You know, they let her know, no, you are involved. You are the reason why the stepdad was, now the stepdad is definitely not the father of the kid. So I read no ma'am comment. The stepdad is not the father of Jamel. We don't know about the other kids, but he's definitely not the father of Jamel. Okay, so they let her know their ACE card. They had an ACE card they were hiding from her while they're trying to nickel and dime information from her. So now they showed her her own text, right? Like, yo, we know you are more involved than what you think you are. And matter of fact, you think you're not involved at all, but we know, and I honestly don't think she was involved. Like I don't think she thinks she was involved. Let me say that. I don't think she thinks she was involved by setting up the arrangement to get his ass kicked. But they like, yo, you set up the arrangement and he died. He got murdered. And this wouldn't have happened if you didn't tell everything. You told the stepdad when he's going to be there, what time. You gave all that information. So you are complicit in the murder. Like, so we're going to charge you too. So now you're going to see a different body language for this sis.
Now, what does that make you? That makes you part of it.
And let me lastly point this out. She's gonna try to lawyer up, pull rank on him, and she's gonna lose that one too. Watch, crazy.
Stacey, you got two options right now. Okay, one is to try to get out in front of this thing. I want you to picture yourself right now. You know what a train trestle is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Okay. Over something, whether it be a body or okay. So you got one or two options, right? You can move.
Just because I said the kick is behind, that don't mean that's just the kick is behind. That's first of all, Gerard is was a father figure to him. He could kick his behind.
I agree with that. I completely agree with that.
So for me to say that, if he's sitting here around here, he disrespecting me, he need his behind kicked.
Okay.
He need his behind whipped. But not.
We don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but the behind kick you're talking about, Jamel is 24 years old. So there's no whooping you can give him. The behind kick you're talking about is an all-out fight. You dig? Like a man fight. It ain't no spanking here. So you set your son up. I don't know how it might. I get it. You know, maybe the hood can understand what you meant by that. But legally, and you're dealing with a jury that decide your fate, they looking like, nah, we don't get that. All we see is a mom set her son up to get batted down, Barry Bonds style. You dig? And then ultimately die.
The point that
we don't disagree with
so
that.
don't sit here trying to make me feel like
things got out of hand, Stacey.
But you're trying to sit here making me seem like I caused this whatever to happen.
You participated by letting them know what time he was coming home, by calling him. You facilitated. You helped facilitate
No,
that.
I didn't help facilitate because when I called him, he didn't answer.
Okay, but you're feeding Gerard that information. You're feeding Gerard information what time he's going to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
From what I
So you're
understand
facilitating
now,
that.
From what I understand now, that I need to get me an attorney. Basically, you telling me that I need to get me an attorney.
I'm not telling you.
All right, so this is when shit go left for. But I might need to charge the iPad. I'm using the iPad for the microphone. So I'm going to disconnect the iPad, but let me know if you can hear me from the original computer. All right, so if you guys cannot hear me clear here, let me try to do my own testing, audio test. So if you can hear me from the, I think you guys can hear me. Okay, okay, so let me play it out. I got it, Miss Detective. No, ma'am. Doesn't matter. This is law now. So I get it. Good questions, good concerns. But this is law now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you tell them to grab. Okay, and so you put yourself in her shoes. She gonna put herself in your shoes, and you're gonna see how that works out for her. Because she's gonna try to take your defense. And let's see how that works for her right now. Watch this. All I did was arrange the beat down or the so-called fight. I ain't say grab bats, doesn't matter. You don't know how law works in this case. Doesn't matter. They get guns, knives, you're responsible. And doesn't mean you be charged for murder, but you will be charged. Okay, so check this out.
That is a personal decision that you need to make.
That's what I plan on
Okay.
doing.
All right, that's fine. So
That's what you get me an okay. He didn't answer.
okay, but you're feeding Gerard that information. You're feeding Gerard information what time he's going to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
From what I
So you're
understand
facilitating
now,
that.
From what I understand now, that I need to get me an attorney. Basically, you telling me that I need.
So whether she said get bats or not, doesn't matter. The charge she's gonna be hit with, good luck with custody of your kids. You're gonna lose all your kids. Okay, watch this.
I'm not telling you that. That is a personal decision that you. He's going to be there.
Okay. He didn't answer.
Okay, but you're feeding Gerard that information. You're feeding Gerard information what time he's going to be there.
Okay.
Okay.
From what I
So you're
understand
facilitating
now,
that.
From what I understand now, that I need to get me an attorney. Basically, you telling me that I need to get me an attorney.
I'm not telling you that. That is a personal decision that you need to
And
make.
that's what I plan on
Okay.
doing.
All right, that's fine. So
All right, so now it's time to see how that's gonna work out for her. Oh, you want an attorney? You got nothing? You got okay? No, ma'am. You gonna take no, ma'am advice? All right, cool. Interrogation over. Look what happens next.
sit here. We're seizing your phone as evidence.
They're taking her phone. They already got her car in custody at the sheriff's office. So let's see.
We'll move on from here. Okay.
I mean, you see, you're trying to make me feel like
That means nothing. You get a lawyer, not you. I'm saying she taking your advice. She gets a lawyer, and she got to prove all that because you can't just go to a judge and start talking unless you're gonna represent yourself. So that's your case. Depending upon what your charge is, that's your fight. You can possibly win, but you're gonna get charged. And look at this.
Can you put your other stuff up here for me for just a minute, please?
Just gotta make sure you have
I just want to make sure nothing's okay.
no weapons or nothing.
She did the attorney thing, but she's bluffing. Watch.
So what, you finna arrest me?
Yeah.
I don't want to be arrested.
Okay. I'm sorry. We can talk.
Yeah, you see? Yeah, they're not playing with you. You're going to be charged. You facilitate the whole thing. You could have been a mastermind. Yeah, y'all gotta watch more ID channel. You don't gotta pull triggers. You ain't gotta insinuate who, how. There's something called conspiracy. You dig?
Talk to you if you request an attorney.
Okay, I don't want an attorney.
If you decide otherwise, then you can.
Now she don't want an attorney now. She pumped it. Because I want to be arrested. I want an attorney. Yeah, shit got real.
Knock on the door and you can let us know, okay?
I did. I don't want to get arrested.
I can't have that I can't use that as a means
But I don't want to get arrested.
persuasion for you to.
No, you're not persuading.
We need to understand. I need you to understand that you have to talk freely and voluntarily. There is nothing I can do, and I'm not trying to persuade you to talk to me.
Yes,
okay?
you are. You're
No,
trying
I'm
to
not.
scare me.
No, we're not. This is not a game.
You are, because you're basically making me feel like.
Okay, let me tell you this. Okay, we're gonna step out for a couple minutes. I want you to collect your thoughts.
Here, just collect them. We'll come back. We'll come back and we'll readdress.
Would you like a bottle of water or something to drink?
Nope.
We will come back and
give us just a minute. I'll be right
So
back.
now they know they got about it. Now look how she's sitting now. So now they know they got about it. BALLS. You dig? They in the back. You watch First 48. They in the back clapping hands like, "Oh, we got it. She's gonna talk. She's gonna talk. She's gonna talk. She don't wanna be charged. She's gonna talk. Peace, Dice Man. Right. You dig? I'm gonna fast forward till they come back.
Give us a minute. Well, just give us a couple minutes. Think it over. We'll come back and talk.
Yeah, she want to talk now. I want to think about it. Here they are. Whatever.
Okay, so I'm not getting my stuff back.
I just left it out there, so it's less of a distraction for all of us. Okay, you want to see where it is? I'm more than happy to show you where it is.
Literally sit on a chair.
There's a chair sitting right here.
So they're telling where her belongings at. I'm gonna fast forward some of it because all they're gonna do now is because she requested a lawyer, and now they're gonna let her know, like, yo, are we threatening you to talk to us? Are we persuading you? Or did we promise you anything? And she has to sign a piece of paper. So it's gonna take a little while to sign this paper. So I'm gonna fast forward until she signed all the paper is for a second time to be interrogated without a lawyer. That she's voluntarily speaking to them.
It was that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So just to make, I want to be sure. Like I said, this is for your protection and ours. Okay. I want to make sure you're not doing this because we have promised you anything. Correct?
No.
This is a disinfluence.
So she's gonna sign the paper, and they're gonna interrogate her for a second time.
Okay. Signature is not any type of admission of guilt. It's acknowledging us without an attorney being.
Am I under arrest?
Yes.
Okay, and that's the question she should have asked from the beginning when she first got down there. Am I under arrest, or is everything voluntarily? Am I here under my own will, or you guys' will? You dig? So now you guys know when you are interrogated or attempt to be interrogated, you want to know right away, am I arrested? Somebody let me know if I'm arrested. Because before I even engage in anything or consent to anything, I want to know if I'm arrested, you know, and that's going to determine how much I talk.
So I'm under arrest for what?
Right now, it's accessory after the fact of murder.
How do you,
Okay.
We can go through this and get.
But we can work through this. Okay.
So they let her know, like, yeah, you're arrested, but the charge can go up or down based upon what information you give us. They let her know.
But we're getting back to we need to get back to, before we get to details, again, I'm not to the point where I can discuss details. Okay. But there are things that.
I'm under arrest, so there's no reason for me to sign anything, right?
That's entirely up to you, because there are still things that you can do to improve your situation.
So yeah. So, which I said yesterday, like when you are actually involved in the crime, your talking can only be snitching. Okay, that's it. So yeah. So if you don't want to snitch, you're right. Stick to the attorney. But all they want to hear right now is you snitching. That's it. If you ain't snitching, then we're back to square one where we're just going to arrest you and charge you. So you got to make your mind up, you know, at this point. Or do you want to snitch? Or do you want to just and take care of your kids? Or do you want to go to jail and, you know, deal with all that stuff?
Well, you basically
remember the ultimate goal here. Okay, but
we can't talk to you until you tell us that it's okay to.
I don't know about the coercion part because they came back and articulated to her that what's going on. You know, they let her know, like, no. We let you know the truth. Like, if you want an attorney, then you're being arrested. You're going to jail. So there's no way nice to say that. You know, there's no nice way to say that. And then she changed her mind right away. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So he's like, all right, well, you know, but we can't talk to you because you want a lawyer. And she's like, well, I don't want to go to jail. They're like, but we can't talk to you. And she said, well, I want to talk. So they're like, all right, well, we don't want to come off as we're threatening you, got you change your mind to duress or any promises. So I don't know about that one, that coercion. I don't know.
This is our ultimate goal. Bringing your baby home. Okay? Let's start. What is
Blue Devil, is that comment? Who's that comment to? To the detective? No, ma'am. Me, A Mitch. I don't even know what you're saying. When you say why you are trying to make criminals legal savvy though. I don't even know what you're talking about. Can you explain what that meant and who are you referring to?
what is on this piece of paper here? Nothing? Okay. This is representative of a blank canvas. Okay? Blank piece of canvas. We're getting ready to create a piece of artwork here. We're going to get ready to paint a picture. Okay? A picture that you're going to be able to help fill in and paint a clear picture of what happened on the evening of March the 6th, 2018. Okay? But before we do that, we're going to go through a couple things that we went through previously. Okay? Because we don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste any more of your time going through any of those things because it took us a while to get through some of those. Okay? And so some specific things I'm going to go on is, can we agree that you came in here and you told us lies about what happened that night? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And why did you lie to us?
Like I said, because Gerard needed to raise his kids.
Okay. What did you lie to us about?
About him not being
Okay. What else did you lie to us about?
about him not being there.
What else, though?
She forgot her own lie.
That's it.
How about what happened while he was there? Because you can't sit here and tell me that Gerard has never told you what happened when they chased Jamel behind that house. You cannot sit here and tell me that.
Said, I mean, this is what he said. He said that they chased him around the house. I mean, he even came back to the house, and Michaela said the same thing. She said, he said, he got away. So when all he said to me is that they went down the street. We ran behind the house, and they chased him, but they couldn't catch him. That's it.
Were you out there when Jamel came back down the street taunting them, and they chased him a second time?
I don't think so, because when I saw it,
if it's coercion, then her defense attorney, because I think she got the money, her defense attorney can view this and try to make it non-admissible in court. You bring it to the judge, and I forgot what it's called, but it's before any type of trial, and they could look at this and see if the judge would decide if there's any coercion and things like that, and the judge would make a decision if this is admissible or if it's not inadmissible. So.
And if you have it on surveillance, that's fine. But when I saw it, they was going down the street. I never seen him come back down the street.
Okay.
I never seen him come back down the street.
No.
And they was on the opposite side of the street when they went down the street, and that was it.
Were you outside for any of this?
Yeah, I was, because I stood outside, like I told you, and the porch light was on, I believe, and that's when he said, "You gonna die tonight?" Then he was telling the people they was gonna die tonight or whatever, and then he saw me standing outside, and he was like, "I'm gonna die tonight too." And that was it. And then they went down, and like I said, I was back and forth in the house.
Get the money for a good lawyer.
And that was it. So the only thing he told me is they got away. He got away.
Well, what has he told you since then?
But I think she's gonna go to jail.
That's it. The same thing.
I mean, her image really. In that case, I don't want to go to jail. I guess she didn't want to be in the paper and friends and family and people looking at her a certain way. Her company, she might get fired. So I think that's what she was trying to avoid. Really, that's just how I seen it.
Tracy, this is important. Okay, this is very important.
And I'm not telling the truth.
You're not telling us everything.
Yes,
okay?
Yes, I am.
You're not.
The only thing he is, like I said, he's told me.
Remember,
He's told me.
this is our goal.
Yeah.
Bring him home. Okay.
He has told me that he got away.
Now, keep in mind, her son's dead. There's no emotions. Like the only emotion she showed, which some of these criminals do, is the laughing emotion. Like, what is this about? Like the people who are suspected to be involved in a crime, the murder, the only emotions they normally show is a chuckle or a laugh. Even Elijah Muhammad, when he had to give a press conference after the assassination of Malcolm X, the only expression he gave was a chuckle and a laugh. And people just died, just their lives on the line, and they're just chuckling and laughing. There's no sadness at all.
He didn't get away.
Got away.
He didn't get away.
Okay, but that's you're asking me what he's told me as far as this is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me they went down the street.
Yes, ma'am.
They went behind the house. And he got away.
Definitely.
That's it.
In her case, so don't forget.
Do you believe that?
So I say $25,000. That's just I'm winging it. I don't really know the real, cost of a lawyer for DUI cases or traffic violation or small petty stuff. I don't really know. I just me winging it, saying minimum. I know people, to some people that's a lot of money. But when it comes to a murder or when you're looking at 10 years or something like that, yeah, you might want to go up with the lawyer because again, like, what's the risk? The risk is 10 years. You got 10 years to play with, so you might want to break the bank on that one. You might pay what you got to pay to get that thing, reversed. So there wouldn't be if you get charged with drug smuggling with 30 grand, like the 30 pounds of marijuana or methamphetamine or whatever you got. At that point, I would break the bank on a lawyer because, you got to look at risk reward. If you lose, what's the risk? 30 years, your life forward anyway. Probably die in jail, die in prison. So at that point, I'll break the bank. Her case, in her scenario, if they charge her, who knows what the charge is going to be, but this probably won't be a break the bank scenario situation, but she possibly looking at least 3 years. I'm just winging it. I don't know for sure.
I believe it. Yeah.
In your heart right now, do you believe that's what happened?
In my heart, I believe he got away because Jamel is not the type of person that's going to get caught.
All right, so let me catch you up real fast. It's just a crash course. So she's being interrogated because her ex-husband, who she's back with. So her boyfriend, who's her ex-husband, who's the stepdad of her son. Her husband and ex-husband name is Jerron or Gerard. I keep hearing both, but let's go with Jerron. Her son name is Jamel. Her son became a troublesome menace to society, at least to her family, and he was damaging their property, their cars, and their livelihood, like making them really pay a lot of money to fix the damages. The stepdad decided, yeah, this is enough of this. We got to handle this little boy. So the mom, she devised, she gave the stepdad intel of when her son would be home. So in her words, so the stepdad can kick his ass. Okay. So she gave the stepdad intel about her son when he'll be home and everything else, so the stepdad could kick his ass. Well, this kick ass wasn't a kick ass because the stepdad came with 3 friends. Maybe the son will whoop his ass. The son is 24 years old. So she has other kids, right? So he came to her house and the stepdad and three people were waiting on the little thug kid, the thug son. So they got there. They brought out a medal, and also the stepdad runs a local baseball team. or baseball camp. So he has all like the baseball equipment. So he went and got a metal baseball bat, and they chased her son around back to a house. Now, this is why the detectives say he's dead, because they ran behind the house. This is a small, detectives, they already explained this. It's a small city, and the son was interactive with the mom on the phone. Even though he was beefing with his mom, he would interact with her daily with text, right? Either talking trash, but he was communicating with text. So it was never a time where he would just went silent. So they chased him around with the bat. The detective's saying they batted him down because I don't know if they got the bat, but they had the car. Because after they batted him down, allegedly, they know through her text that her boyfriend had asked for the keys to the car, right after they chased him. So they know the time frame. They see the text, they see the witnesses when this fight happened, and they have surveillance. So they know that the text came after the bat or the attempt to bat, because she's saying that no, they didn't get him, he ran, they couldn't catch him, and the detective saying, nah, we believe they caught him with the bat and they batted him down, killed him. So this is why they're there. They're homicide detectives. They're not regular detectives. They're there for presumed deaths or actual deaths, right? So her own son, she set up to get his ass kicked, but it turned out to be an alleged murder. So the detectives believe they got enough information to pronounce my man dead and no longer missing, because the mom reported him as missing. So the detectives said, nah, we recovered enough evidence where we don't believe this is a missing case. We believe this is a homicide. You dig? So that's what's going on with that. But I played something earlier in part 1. I mean, yeah, you guys didn't hear it in part 2. Maybe I can skip past and find it for you. But, or maybe I'll go to part 1 and show it to you. But she regarded her son as, what did she say? Hey, Mitch, what did she call her son? Anyway, she didn't recognize as Jamel as her son at some point in the interview. She called him that guy, right? Or something like that, which is very, very bad to say that guy and not my son. Like what mom, especially in a moment like this, will refer to any child as that guy or that girl and not my son? So she like that, you know, that's to me, that's like detaching your feelings from this person. Like you're fed up with him. So anyway, so they allegedly batted him down, kicked his ass, and he died. So the detective was saying that they have reason to believe that they used the car to get rid of the bat, the evidence, and also the body. Put the body in the trunk and take it to another place and dispose of it. So they're trying to get her to talk where the body's at. So that's really the main interrogation, because they already got enough to tie her to the crime and show that she was complicit, told she was involved, she orchestrated, or she gave the advice to even start to pop this whole thing off. So they already know they're gonna charge her. Now they just want to know where the body's at, so they can make it an official homicide. So that's why she's being interrogated. She doesn't understand that, or maybe she does. Who knows? Here we go.
Caught up into no tangle with nobody, not with multiple people.
Stacey, there's 4 of them.
That's what I'm saying. He not the type of person that's gonna get tangled up with 4.
Right now, she's saying she don't believe her son is dead because he's the type of person who can just get tangled up. You know, they can't catch him. He's elusive. In other words, there you go.
Or people. Well,
yeah, I mean, like regardless if you beef with him or not, he's dead, or the detective is telling you he's dead, and there's no emotion. Like there's no like, really? Oh my God, what you mean? Like he can't be dead. Just because you guys didn't find him doesn't mean he's dead. There's hope that he's alive somewhere. Just he'll text me anytime now. Especially if they didn't bat him down. He's gonna talk shit like, Mom, they didn't even get me. Your plan didn't work.
Let me ask you that. Is that fair? Is that a fair fight? If I have a difference or a problem with someone,
no.
Is it fair for me to bring 3 of my buddies to come handle my problem?
No.
So what does that look like? If I bring 3 of my, if you and I have a problem, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I am not capable of resolving the problem by myself. So I recruit 3 of my friends and I bring them with me. Mm-hmm. What does that look like to you? What would your perception of that be?
Thanks, A. Mitch. So when she was recalling the scenario, she said, yeah, they chased that guy behind the house. So she referred to her son as that guy who got chased behind the house by her boyfriend, her ex-husband, who she acknowledges by relationship. But her son, she didn't no longer acknowledge her son by relationship. He's now that guy who got chased behind a building and allegedly is dead now. But she called her son that guy. And that was very interesting. All of us that seen part one was shocked and confused. Like, wait, what? Your son's that guy? The fuck? So that's what's going on here. So now, here we are.
Aren't you scared of him?
Like I'm scared of.
All right, no, ma'am, you got to relax. Your black algae coming out. From this point on, I didn't watch it. I stopped it. So don't forget, a lot of these videos, I don't watch the whole thing. I catch a significant part where I think is good for the show, and then I stop it so I can give a real live reaction. So I don't know. And they made it clear to her, we're not going to give you, no detective in any interrogation can give you all the evidence. And there's not one we watched so far where they just spilled it all out. They want you to say it on record. They want a slam dunk case. You will find out the evidence in court. That's how that works out. Your lawyer will find out in whatever paperwork he gets to, because he has a right to defend against the accusations and things like that, or the alleged evidence. He has a right to prepare a defense against it. So we won't know, at least so far. If it stops right now, we don't know what evidence they have, because they're not going to share it with her, right? They don't want, for their own reasons, which is normal. So we don't know what evidence they have, but she's a homicide for a reason. Most I can deal with that is she's talking to homicide detectives for a reason. She's not talking to domestic or any other detectives. She's talking to homicide detectives for a reason. Okay, so they have some evidence to believe that, or strong speculation to believe that the old boy is dead, but we don't know what they have because they're revealing it little by little by little, as we just seen with the text. Remember, they're playing with her earlier about her involvement. They act like they knew nothing about her involvement, and then they show her the text, how she orchestrated basically the whole thing. So that's how they working with her, or working on her. They're giving her piece by piece, little by little, when they feel like she's not going to budge, to like break her. So we don't know what evidence they have on the death. All we know is what we're hearing, and we're trying to find out together what evidence they have. So let's see, because they might just get her to say it and just do a confession, which I think you guys know what's going to happen.
The person that I'm there to confront? What else does it show?
I mean, to me, it just shows that you're scared of the person that you're trying to confront.
But what is that representative of? When I bring...
Well, the fact is that this is being played out now, right? Or before. And she's talking. You say you want to talk. That's you. She's different than you. She's talking. And let's see where it leads. It might lead to nothing. It might lead to something.
When I bring that many people there, what is your perception of that? What do you think he's trying to...
No, she definitely lost all feelings for her son. Like, there's no debate there. She called her son that guy, and she has no emotions. Like, she sided with the stepdad over her son because her son was a loose cannon in the streets, right? He was a guy who was distasteful in her household and in the community. He was like one of those reckless ass dudes. Her husband, her ex-husband, was a good guy. You dig? Hard worker, successful. The community knew him, was good with kids. So this family is not a dysfunctional family like that. They just got that one knucklehead kid, that one knucklehead son, the oldest son. But the family seemed to be very structured and respectable and respectful, and and got serious paper. You dig? So they just felt like they had to handle street justice. Rob Bourne said his own mouth. They decided to handle the son street justice wise and not with the law enforcement. So that's the only thing here. But the son seems to be an oppressor, to his own family, to his loved ones.
To achieve by doing that?
Well, this is what he told me, that he came to talk to him. That's what he told me. He wanted to talk to him and figure out why he keep coming to the park. But I mean, I guess it's so you can beat him up. You know, bring multiple people.
Or do what?
Harm.
Okay, or do what? I don't want to put words in your mouth. I want you to use your own words, okay? But if I were to come at you with a crew of people, how would you feel?
All right, so they're asking a question.
I would wonder.
Be concerned for your personal safety.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you think Jamel at some point was concerned for his personal safety? When
They just painted a picture. Like four people approached him, not just one. You said get his ass kicked. You arranged him to get his ass kicked. Teach him a lesson. I don't know how you teach a 24-year-old nowadays a lesson by whooping his ass. You just make him more hostile, more violent. But whatever. So you want to teach him a lesson, and you bring 4 people and a baseball bat, like some mafia type justice.
Grown men,
well,
one of which is his stepfather, who is armed with a baseball bat, are running wildly through the neighborhood chasing him.
Because they wasn't running. What they was doing is they was on the sidewalk over there. Jamel was face backwards talking a lot of.
I don't disagree with that.
And then the guys was just walking. I didn't see
nobody in that room paints Jamel as a saint. They all know this dude was reckless, right? So let's make that let's be clear. So nobody is saying this guy was, just this good kid. They acknowledge that this kid was troublesome.
Nobody running. I didn't see nobody running. I just saw him walking down the sidewalk. He was walking, but he was backing up. And then he was just talking.
Okay. Well, the surveillance video clearly shows them running. Like I told you, there's video all over the place. Okay.
Well, during the time that they was running, I couldn't have been out there because, like I said, when I saw them, they was walking down the sidewalk.
So you see, they contradict her recap with surveillance because they just want her to say it.
And Jamel was turned around, backing up.
What other vehicles did Gerard have at this time when this happened?
It looks like that's why I'm confused with the name because like she's saying Gerard and they're saying Gerard. So that's what's making me confused.
That's it. Just the Lincoln.
Okay.
And the Maserati.
Just the Lincoln and the Maserati. What vehicles does Gerard presently have?
A truck and a Maserati.
Okay. So he no longer has the Lincoln.
So they got vehicles.
What happened to the Lincoln?
Well, because
Remember what we said earlier.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you that car. First of all, that car was raggedy. It's in the shop every week or every 2 weeks.
Remember what we said earlier. Okay.
Yeah, it's in the shop every week or every 2 weeks.
There's records of that in the shop?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
What shop?
No. He don't have it now.
No. I know. What shop did he use to have work done on it?
He used to take it to the shop on Park Street, Park in Blandon.
Okay. All right. So what happened to the car? I want to hear what happened to
it. He said he needed a truck for the park and more room and all of that. So he said he was going to scrap it or whatever. Take it to one of those people. Like sell it to, the junkyard.
So you see the bottom right here? I believe they're going to tell you everything. And this is like a spoiler. So I won't click more. It's like, this is only if we get done watching the video and we're like confused still what just happened. Then I read the bottom. But the bottom usually tell you what happened and what happened afterwards. So I don't want to click it. I don't want to cheat.
Okay.
That's it.
That's what he told you?
So did he tell you what scrapyard he took it to?
No, I ain't asked because I knew that it needed to go to one. I didn't ask because I know he needed a truck. He kept talking about, he'd been talking about getting a truck because he got the park and all of that. And then I guess when the window got bust out, I guess he decided he wasn't going to get it fixed no more. Because I think he just got it out of the shop.
Yeah,
when is the last time you saw that Lincoln car?
They're doing good.
The next day.
The next day? Where?
When we was getting ready to go to downtown, he came by the house.
Okay. So he came by the house.
No, ma'am, you missed part 1. They're not lying about surveillances. So they showed us still images of what the surveillance caught. So they have these things they're saying. They're just playing with her. They're actually playing with her. They want her just to spill it. They want her to actually point the finger at the, stepdad solely so she could turn against him. And then they want her to tell them where the body's at. But the surveillance, I don't think they're lying about that.
You up to for y'all to go downtown?
No, I drove my car.
You drove your car, but he met you at your house. Do you remember about what time that was?
Maybe 10.
Okay. So he drove the Lincoln that morning? Okay. And was the windshield intact that morning?
But it was like, it's busted. It was messed up.
When you say messed up, how was it messed up?
Like, busted out. Like, I don't even understand.
Busted out as in, like, it wasn't there?
No, like, it was, like...
Nah, no, man. You got to go back and watch part 1, because, like, you missed a lot. They don't have a body, all right? They believe the body died behind, it was dead behind the house. They believe by after it happened, again, times with the text, they believe that he texted her for the keys of the car to hide the bat and take the body to a different location. Okay, so they want her to tell where the body's at. That's where they at right now.
Busted. You know how somebody busts your car and you have like all of this shattered glass? It's like that.
Correct?
Yeah.
So if he has access to another vehicle that doesn't have a...
Because it's a work car. It's my...
But you weren't going to work. You were going downtown.
No. He goes to work. He drives trucks. So he goes to work. He drives that Lincoln to go to work every day. So he met me downtown. Met me at my house. So that we can go downtown. And then when he left from there, he went to work.
But you don't know ultimately what happened to that car, other than he hasn't told you anything that he's done with the car, other than he intended to scrap it.
We'll take it, not scrap it, but sell it to junk people that buy cars.
Well, there's a difference. There are people that buy cars. You have used car lots.
No.
And then you have
how
metal recyclers.
Yeah, the people that buy them for like $300 or whatever.
Okay.
So the junkyard.
Has he done that before that you know of? Okay, so you don't know which one of those he would have used.
No, I don't know which one he would have used because he hasn't. The only car he's had that Lincoln he's had it since like 2000 or something like that.
Okay.
So he's never had to never scrapped another car because that's the only junk car that he had.
Let me ask you this: has he asked you to come in here and say anything specific related to any vehicle that he owns? Has he given you instructions on what to tell the police about his vehicle? I want you to think very carefully about that.
Nope.
Have you had discussions with him recently about this Lincoln car and what you would tell the police?
About what I would tell the police about the Lincoln? Nope. About what I would tell the police about the Lincoln? Not that I can remember.
Not that you can remember?
No.
Okay.
You can help me out. But no,
I could, but you could also help us out.
No,
okay.
I don't remember what I would tell the police about the Lincoln.
We're texting. So no, ma'am. Are you following? Are they saying that he scrapped the Lincoln because of the evidence of a body being inside of it? I'm not sure. I was texting. I don't feel like going backwards. You guys watching. So are they alluding to that the Lincoln might be the car that's in question for the being the reason or the vessel that the body was moved?
Stacey, let's not
I'm really trying to help you out, but I don't know what.
She's chuckling. I mean, this is crazy. Nah, matter of fact, let me play it back. She's chuckling and laughing. She has a dead 24-year-old son, and she's chuckling and laughing. This is why I say, listen, parents, if you see your kids trouble, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, start directing them toward the military. All right, where they can serve a real purpose. They can learn a lot of values about life, be disciplined, And if they're going to die anyway, or go, you know what I mean? At least they're gonna die honorable death, and a lot of expenses are paid for, college is paid for. Like it's really just a compare and contrast. Like which one do you want? You want to be in the streets, busting guns, being tough, gonna die like that, or do you want to go and at least if you're gonna die for your country? But an honorable death, as opposed to dying in the streets, which is a dishonorable death. And you know, and if you have a kid, I know the military pays child support, like you're well taken care of, and they pay you in certain jobs. So I would advise parents, if your kid showing signs of being in trouble and it's not getting better as they get older, I would start looking towards the military as an option, safe option, rather than the streets for your kid, which they, you know, usually either go to prison for a long time or they die. So let's go back.
What I would tell the police, I'm really trying to know.
Her son is dead and she's gonna laugh. He just died last night. Look at this. This is sick.
Stacey, let's not.
I'm trying to.
Let's not dig a
I'm
hole.
really trying to. No, I'm really trying to help you out, but I don't know what.
She's laughing, or if she don't know her son's dead because she didn't see the body, she's being told he's dead. That's enough to make anybody worry and be panicking, heart race. She's in here laughing. She's calm as hell, and she told him that she's not under influence of alcohol, any type of drug, and so she's laughing with a dead son. That's sick, man.
What I would tell the police about the Lincoln.
Mm-hmm. When's the last time you physically saw Gerard?
This morning.
What time this morning?
About 5.
About 5?
5 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
Have you spent the night at your house?
No, he didn't spend the night. He came over at like 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
He goes to work early.
Is that normal?
Yeah, he goes to work. He's a truck driver.
That's normal for him to come to your house at 4 a.m.
Oh, he's done it before. Yeah.
No, I'm not asking if he's done it before.
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay, so what was his purpose for coming over to your house at 4 o'clock this morning?
Yeah, but Blue Devil, if you're correct, she still ain't laughing because she loves her boyfriend, ex-husband. She loves him, and that's why she's there protecting him and withholding information and sending the detectives on a wild goose chase because she don't want him to be, in prison. So that wouldn't be a laughing matter either, because it's either, you got two things on the table. Your son is dead, and so he's out your life, and then it's your boyfriend, ex-husband who you love dearly, and now he might be out your life. So nothing is worth chuckling here.
Spend some time with me.
Let's be honest. What was the reason for him coming over?
I had to spend some time.
What does that mean?
To get some.
Okay. So you're still involved in a sexual relationship with him?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he's the only man I've been with since forever. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is he still married? Is he married now? Is he remarried?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of?
No, he's not married. Not that I know of. Unless somebody. I mean, no. I would say no.
Okay. So where does he live?
He lives on Velvet Springs.
Okay. Do you know who he lives there with?
No.
Mm-mm. Are you and Gerard, do you consider you and Gerard to be kind of exclusive with each other, even though you don't live together? That you guys are?
I mean, we friends, and like I say, I don't really sleep around or anything,
Okay.
so I'll sleep with him every now and again.
Okay.
Because I don't sleep with anybody. But I don't know if I don't know if he stays with somebody or is married to somebody. I don't know.
Would that change things in your eyes if you knew that?
I mean, as far as sleeping with him,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So if he was married, would that change things?
As far as sleeping with him, yeah, I wouldn't sleep with a married man.
Okay. Would it change things if he was sleeping with multiple other people and you had knowledge of that?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that's nasty.
I just want to share something. Just tell me if you recognize any of these people.
There you go.
You recognize any of these ladies?
Mm-mm.
Huh? Guess what you and all these ladies have in common?
We sleeping with the same person?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's disgusting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you would know that.
The reason I tell you that is that
That was a tactic to get her pissed off if she wasn't turning them. I get it, but she's in love. She's like, no, she's like, those clothes are for the streets. I don't care about that.
Did you think Gerard was capable of doing something like this?
What, sleeping around?
With that many different people?
Not with that many.
Without you knowing?
No.
Do you think Gerard's capable of killing your son without you knowing?
No, ma'am, you don't believe that because you don't believe those police officers are innocent until they prove guilty. Stop it. We could go back to shows where those cops were guilty, mob justice. No. I never heard you give those cops the benefit of doubt of being innocent until court of law. So no, I'm gonna call cap on that one.
Without me knowing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only reason I think he wouldn't is because he helped me raise the man.
I understand he helped you raise him.
Peace,
I understand
brothers. Okay.
And I also believe that he didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah.
Him and those boys, they didn't
are
mean to
pretty
kill him.
good.
You know that, okay? But things got out of hand. Remember your commitment to him.
To your son. So
You
they
gave
got her
birth
son in her face, you know. I mean, come on. If come on.
to this boy. You're always going to be there for him.
Yeah.
Bring him home. Give him what he deserves. I don't care how bad he acted that night or leading up to that night. He doesn't deserve to be left out somewhere. Who knows where he's at?
You asking who?
Mm-hmm. You know who?
But I asked him that before.
Stacey, where is he?
Because I asked him that.
What did you ask? What did you ask him?
What happened to Jamel?
Okay. What type of response did you get?
Well, first of all, the reason I asked him that is because you hear all of this. I'm not on social media.
Okay.
But I have my sister-in-law asking me, or my ex-sister-in-law asking me. You know, I have people asking me, like, you know, what happened or whatever. And I really can't tell them what happened because I really, like I said, I really, honestly, truly don't know what happened to Jamel.
And she keeps saying that they're going to give up with this interrogation and just lock that ass up. But now they kept going.
I asked him.
All right, so I'm gonna skip some because we got a long time here. So let me skip some portion. And if we get confused on what's happening, I'll go backwards. So I'm gonna skip 20 minutes. I'm gonna go to 155, right? So that means a lot of something being said. I'm going to 153, right? So keep in mind, I'm skipping 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna start from here, and if we get confused, I'll work backwards. So I'm gonna put that in the chat at 153.
Sought medical attention for him, rather than just leaving him laying there like a piece of trash before they came back and got him.
Yeah. But how do we know where he is? I mean, now
Somebody that's very close to you has the answers.
Joanna?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta charge the damn laptop.
I mean, I don't know how to get it out of him.
What makes Gerard tick?
I don't really know.
So give me a second to grab this charger real fast. Laptop about to die. Hope the raccoon ain't out here. right. Let's go.
I mean, not no more. But we not like that no more. We ain't like that, so I don't know what make them to.
You guys were married for quite a while, though.
Yeah, almost 15 years.
That's a long time. You should still know some of these things.
Hmm?
You should still know that.
Let me skip to that.
Should you put yourself in jeopardy for something that he did? Does that make sense?
Skip more. These detectives got a lot of patience. I'd have been like, all right, listen, man. Look, we're charging you.
Remember, there's nothing that you can do that's going to change what happened. Okay, so let's be upfront.
Why would you be hiding
You're a very intelligent woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
This video looks interesting. I have no idea what this is right here, but I'm inclined to click on that.
Okay. Let's.
Yeah, but I'm not used to this type of stuff.
I understand that. This is a very significant event. Okay.
Get more. We're not getting anywhere.
Before he left the neighborhood, turned his lights off on the BMW and walked down to the lake bank to look at your son's lifeless body down there. Would that surprise you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to surprise you, but it's reality.
So he stopped 5 houses down.
You remember where that empty lot was down there before?
It looks like they're providing more information. This is why we need to watch the video before we start, making certain statements. All right, so let's go back a little bit. So it looks like they're revealing more of what they know. Let's go.
I'm not trying to surprise you, but it's reality. So, how does he tell you this? Is he telling you this by phone conversation? So he's on the phone.
He just said he was going to my house. I don't remember what the reason was.
Okay. Would it surprise you if I told you that I have video evidence that shows that Gerard made a stop 5 houses down from your house?
Nah, it's no need to argue in the chat. Let's listen to the video, right? Because now he's talking about that surveillance that we said that they do have, no ma'am. So listen, like we're arguing too early. Like this thing goes on to 3 hours. That means we got almost a whole hour left, which I'm going to skim through it. But before we start debating, let's go ahead and listen to what's being presented. So now they're claiming they have evidence of the stepdad turning the lights off in the BMW, looking at his lifeless body before he ditches it. So hold on. And I'm telling you, if they got this evidence where they know the body's at, where they know the body is at, and all this type of stuff, and she ain't ever admit anything, she's going to prison. They're going to charge her because now she's useless. So, and her kids, who knows, foster homes and traumatic, situations, go to grandma, all that stuff going to be, it's going to impact their lives, right? So all this to save a guy who the detectives just let her know he's done. Think about your kids now. Stop thinking about the sex you remember. I don't have sex with nobody, just him. Okay, well, stop thinking about the sex you get at this point. Start thinking about what you could do for your kids that can't feed themselves. Okay, screw him. He's done. All right, now think about yourself and your kids. Stop thinking about this sex you're getting from this guy who don't even stay with you. Your kids stay with you. You dig? He's done. Either lawyer up or snitch. But you're talking to us, you're not giving us any information. So, like, shit, we ain't gonna look you out when we start charging everybody. You're wasting our time. We thinking you're gonna snitch, you ain't do it yet.
Surprise you if I told you that I have.
I don't remember. He just said he was going to my house. I don't remember what the reason was.
Okay. Would it surprise you if I told you that I have video evidence that shows that Gerard made a stop 5 houses down from your house before he left the neighborhood?
No, ma'am. Would that change anything if that's true about that surveillance that they said they might have?
Turned his lights off on the BMW and walked down to the lake bank to look at your son's lifeless body down there. Would that surprise you?
Mhm.
I'm not trying to surprise you, but it's reality.
So he stopped 5 houses down.
You remember where that empty lot was down there before that house got built?
Mhm.
The house next to that one. Walked down there,
What way?
down to the lake bank, and looked at your baby, who was laying lifeless down there.
Okay.
Somebody that he helped raise.
Okay, so the next question would be,
It's not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is not a place for you to ask me questions in terms of how the investigation is conducted.
no.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, how would he get from back there? Like,
How would he get from back there?
How did Jamel get from back there if he wasn't in a BMW? I mean, you say he just walked back there to look.
Let's back up one more.
Okay, well, you know how that works. I told you guys, without a disclaimer, I'm not a counsel, legal, nothing. Don't pure entertainment, a little bit education, so pure edutainment. You dig? But man, you know, unless you have I always say, if you're gonna talk at all, right? Because you feel like it's the thing to do. Then you make sure that you are totally innocent, meaning that there's an alibi, there's no DNA, there's no ballistic, nothing is coming back to you because you are truly innocent. Only if you truly are innocent of something where nothing you say can put you at the crime scene or even bring charges upon you, then you can maybe talk to detectives or police officer or whoever. If you believe that you are an eyewitness, you was close to the person, they might be charging you, you might be a suspect. If those run through your mind, you shouldn't talk at all. You should just get an attorney, and because everything you say will be building a case against you. Nothing will be for you. Okay. Well, the way the detectives interrogate you, nothing. They ask questions where your lawyer doesn't benefit at all from your answers, but they benefit more. Okay, let me just say that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but let's back up one more time. When he asked you for the keys, you said he put the bat in the trunk earlier when we had the conversation? Okay. Your BMW, what year is it? 2002.
So she doesn't want to, in my opinion, because she asked for a lawyer earlier, they stopped the investigation, the interrogation, and then she in the interrogation, not investigation, they're still going on. So at that time it was going on, at the time of the interrogation. So they stopped the interrogation and they was ready to book her. And then she said she don't want a lawyer, talk to me more. So, because she don't want to get arrested. So for her, it's all about her. It's all about her image. I don't want to get arrested because they're going to see me in the paper. My friends and family and coworkers and employer, they're going to see me and judge me. So I don't want to get arrested. Instead, I want to play this game 2 hours more by just talking to detectives, playing around, and not giving them much more than I just gave them an hour earlier. Because all this because I don't want to get arrested because it's going to look bad for me. So I'm going to play this bullshit more and just hopefully they just send me home.
Pretty good shape?
No, I mean, it's not really. It's I took it to the Mercedes dealer on Atlantic, and he told me that I needed to trash it.
He told you to trash it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he gave me like a whole 2-page list of all kinds of stuff.
Just mechanical stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. What about cosmetically?
The bumper was bent down on it.
How about the interior?
Interior?
I don't think the things are big. I think they're very
so long. No, I mean, it's. No,
It was in fair condition, right?
I guess it's okay. I mean,
Okay.
It wasn't, yeah.
Was there anything missing from it?
Missing from my
And I'll be more specific. Let's get to the trunk area of your car.
See, like, listen, they're playing with her. All right, they're playing chess with her. They are in full control. These detectives are not those amateurs or media. These are the ones you're talking about that are good at what they do. They're playing with her. They are in full control of this interrogation. They don't need her ass to cooperate. She's done and he's done. Okay, they just want a confession. They just want her to point to the guy so they can use her to be a witness against him. That's all. They want to strengthen their case. She's done and he's done.
Was there anything missing in your trunk before you gave him access to that vehicle that night?
Just guessing.
Was there anything that was missing out of the trunk?
Got to be a spare tire to make room.
Specifically upholstery?
Oh boy.
Air conditioner not working? Just call Gold Metal. We have the techs, trucks, and equipment ready to go. Just call.
You know, most trunk areas have like a mat that covers the trunk, like the floor of the trunk, and then underneath that, I'm not sure, I'm not familiar with BMWs, so I'm not sure about underneath if the spare is actually in that part or if it's somewhere else.
I don't think it's a spare. I don't think it's no.
But it has a mat in the trunk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that mat is there for obvious reasons because it helps catch stuff so that it doesn't get all over the place.
Right.
So was there a mat in the trunk?
Yeah.
Okay. And it would have matched the color of the upholstery in there?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's your car, I'm asking you. I'm not.
Probably.
Okay. Do you remember what color the upholstery inside the trunk is?
Oh, the car, I think it was gray. I think it was gray inside.
It was gray.
Oh.
Okay. So you don't have any recollection of a mat not being present, right? Being missing. So there was a mat there. When you gave him access to the car, that mat was there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he puts the bat in the trunk, drives down to the empty lot, gets out of the car, walks down the lake bank, comes back, leaves. What does he tell you next? When's the next communication you have with him? Do you stay on the phone with him? Does he say, I'll call you back?
Okay, so they're able to extract that from her, right? They pulled her teeth and is able to get that much information out of her. Because, and that's big, because now she's really messing up her, whatever she was trying to do, she's really crushing it now. All right, she's caving in.
What happens?
Yeah, he probably said I'll call it back, but I kept calling him saying, well, I need you to come back because I don't want Jamel to come back, starting some stuff.
Okay.
And he was like, well, you scared of Jamel? I'm like, no, I'm not scared of him. I just don't like, confrontation, drama, and all of that stuff like that. He was like, well, I'll be back around there. And I was like, well, okay. So I think I called him a few times.
Okay. Was there ever a time when you called him and he didn't answer his phone?
Stop looking up in the air. Come on, they got your phone. They know when it rung and nobody picked up. Everybody's phone shows that. When it rings and it doesn't pick up, and it rings and pick up. Everybody, come on.
So, yeah. I would say so. Maybe.
No, I'm not.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how many times and or what time you may have tried to place those calls?
All this to protect the dude that actually killed your son. And now I get it. You had to pick. And you picked your loving husband, hard worker, over this bum-ass little boy. Or this young man. I get it. Shit, I might have done the same thing. I got a reckless-ass kid. I hate bum niggas. So, shit, I might have done the same thing, but I wouldn't have took this approach in interrogation. I might have sided with my significant other over my bum ass kid, but I wouldn't have done all this in interrogation. I'd have asked for a lawyer, or I'd have just snitched. I wouldn't have just waste people's time, my own time.
It had to be like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Okay. Is that?
I mean, I'm not really.
No, and I'm not. I don't expect you to tell me the exact minute, hour, whatever. I'm just a ballpark figure. Okay. Yeah. Is that normal for Gerard not to answer his phone when you call his child, the mother of his children?
I mean,
because if you're calling repeatedly, that should be some type of.
Oh, so I was right, huh? When I say I think the only biological kid that's hers and not his is the 24-year-old kid. So those other kids are the stepdad kids. Okay, let's move on.
The signal for him that, hey, maybe I need to call her back. Something could be going on here, right? Maybe she needs something. Maybe the kids need something.
Yeah, I mean, but people don't. The thing about that is that it has happened plenty of times where I called several times. I mean, even today I called him a few times and I didn't get an answer, and I needed him to get my son and take him to school.
Okay.
So I called him a few times, he didn't answer. So that's not something that I would think of. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. So at the time, it didn't alarm you?
No,
Okay.
it didn't because...
Did Gerard come back to the house that night? What time did he come back?
it probably was around maybe 2 or 3. I don't know because I had to take him to his car, and then
Okay.
I had to take Michaela to the. Go to the airport. So it had to be maybe around 2, 3 o'clock.
So who did you take first? You take Michaela to the airport first?
Dang.
Your memory just failing you, huh? All right, no problem. That's your right to not recall.
I had to have, yeah.
Okay, so you took Michaela to the airport and dropped her off. I thought the police dropped her off.
Yeah, the police did. The police dropped her off. I bought her ticket.
You had to go out there to give her the bag fee.
Yeah. Okay. And that was the last. So actually, I took him.
Before that?
Yeah, I took him. Well, the police had already left to take her or whatever.
Okay.
And then
he shows back up?
Yeah, he said he came back.
How does he get back to your house?
In the BMW.
Okay. And what does
he came back to my house in the BMW, and then he asked me to take him to get to.
Okay.
Which car was that?
The Lincoln.
This one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And so did he just show up at the house? Did he have a phone conversation? Did he call you and say, "Hey, I'm coming by the house"? Or did he just show up at?
I'm gonna skip a little more, right? So forgive me. And we'll just try to fill in the blanks ourselves. We'll play detective.
Then a bunch of people, I guess, came to the house. I wasn't home, but from what I understand, my neighbor called me and was like, "It's a bunch of people walking around, this and that, this and that."
A bunch of people?
Malcolm, Mama, and...
So not law enforcement personnel?
Just
These are friends of Jamel's?
Yeah.
Where are you at this time?
I don't know where I'm at. I'm probably...
Smart woman.
Doing errands, running errands.
Okay, so you're in town somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in town because I had to go. I was running errands. So yeah, I was in town.
Okay. So Jamel's friends are out walking the area, talking to neighbors, searching the area, seeing if they can find anything related to his disappearance, right? Prior to them doing that, how many times did you go out and talk to your neighbors, walk the area, and look for Jamel?
Well, I looked in the back all the time, every day. I look back there every day.
Do those actions of not having, because it almost appears as though you're avoiding law enforcement at that point.
Okay, so you see what happens. So she didn't participate in any searches for that guy, because you remember it's not her son anymore, it's that guy. So she didn't really participate in any walkthroughs, any searches for that guy. So anything dealing with law enforcement, trying to find out what's going on, she was avoiding interaction with law enforcement. It's what the detective is alleging, because she wasn't part of any like search crew for that guy who was bat down, allegedly, right? She just wanted to go away. Just please let this go away. All right.
Because you clearly see law enforcement out there, and you clearly see them towing a car. But if my child was missing, the first thing I would want to go talk to the police and say, "Hey, have you found my son yet?"
His son, it's that guy now, because she said that's that guy, right? So no, ma'am. How do you explain that one? Would you do that? Your kid missing. You don't even know where they're at, and the cops are right there.
I have Officer Tom heard to tell.
We're talking the night.
We're talking the night the car gets towed.
Police are there.
Clearly, he hasn't been found. Why would they tow your car? If they were there to deliver good news, they would have come up and said, "Mrs. Studemeyer, I have great news. We found Jamel. Okay, Jamel's okay."
So you're asking if because I didn't go out there to see why they was towing the car? I already knew why they was towing the car.
Why?
Because they thought Jamel was missing, and they probably thought that the car was involved in it. And that's why they was towing it. So I wasn't gonna, it's not like I need to try to...
So they're towing your car and you don't want clarity? Like, come on, man. Like, whoever is siding with this, this is just nuts at this point. they're towing your personal property, and you don't want the reason for it. Like, yo, you just gonna swallow whatever, man. They towing my car. I don't know what lot is going to. I don't know how long it takes to process it. I don't know anything, but I'm just gonna let them just tow it, and I just figure this shit out later. Like, stop it. These are all admissions of guilt in my mind.
Interrupt whatever they got going on, whatever they need to do, I'm gonna let them do it.
Okay. But you know you voluntarily gave Gerard the keys to the car.
Mm-hmm.
And you watched Gerard put the baseball bat in the trunk.
Yeah, but I watched him and I saw him do it.
Okay. Well.
Hey, come on, hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Hit her, man. Fire away. Stop playing with her. If you got evidence, stop playing with her.
I hate to keep harping on it, but we've got to figure out where he is. Okay? And give him the proper homecoming he deserves. Because he's not capable of coming home by himself.
Yeah.
He needs our help.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
We're going to take a little break.
Okay.
Do you need to use the restroom? Would you like something to drink? Or anything like that? Okay. Give us a few minutes.
Here we go.
And we'll be back. Okay?
What are they gonna do next? All right. I'm sure when they left, they decide, okay, she's not gonna budge. She's almost here for 3 hours.
Go home and drop your phone. We'll keep the brand afloat.
So what are we doing? What are we going to let her go? Are we going to charge her? That had to be the conversation when they left. It's getting late. You know, you can't interrogate somebody for unlimited hours. So they're like, you know what are we going to do with this woman? Are we going to charge her? Are we going to let her go? Do we have enough? You dig? This got to be the conversation. It got to be the conversation now. It got to be. They got to be tired and playing around in a circle. They got to be.
So again, we're back to a couple things. I just want to clarify a couple things. I think one of the things that we came close to as we left off was related to Jamel's cell phone. Where in the street did you see Gerard pick this up? Was it relatively close to your house, or?
I think kind of like between my house, next door neighbor.
Next door. So if I'm standing in the street and I'm looking at your house, would it be in the direction where you saw them down the street, or in the opposite direction?
So just to the right.
To the right. And that's if I'm standing in the street, looking at your house, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what type of cell phone did Jamel have?
An iPhone, I believe.
Do you know what model?
No.
Hold on. Let me test my mic. Yeah, I don't know why it's low. I don't know why the mic is. But sometimes it gets. Sometimes I get lucky and I can get it to get loud. Let's try this test. Okay, that didn't work. I did something to make it loud before. What did I do? Okay, I'm good. All right.
Okay. You know what color? Did it have a phone case or anything like that? Okay. Did you buy it for him?
Nope. He bought it himself. He was in Ohio, I guess.
Okay. So, did you ever ask Gerard for his phone when you saw him pick it up? Did you say, hey?
Because I don't even know if it was his phone, and it didn't look like an iPhone, so I really truly don't know. It looked like a cell phone.
Okay, it looked like a cell phone, but did Gerard ever show you what he picked up?
No.
What did he do with the object that he picked up? The object that he picked up that resembled a cell phone, what did he do with it?
You'd offer the coffee?
I don't remember him discarding. I don't remember what he did with it. I just know he picked something up that looked like.
So he got rid of it.
I guess because I didn't.
I mean, you should have said.
I didn't see.
Discard.
I didn't see him discard it or anything. Like I said, I didn't see him discard it or anything like that. So I'm not sure what he did with it.
Okay. But there are also sometimes things that our words say, that sometimes our words say things and our brain is thinking something else, and I'm just curious if that's one of those things that kind of slipped out.
No, it didn't slip. I said I didn't see if he discarded it or anything like that. I don't know what he did.
Did you see him put it in his pocket?
No.
Did you see him give it to someone else?
No, but nobody else was out there.
Okay, so he was behind. This is after the other 3 guys had already left?
Yeah, this was like probably like when I was getting ready to take him to his car probably.
Okay, so this is after he has left and come back and brought the BMW back? Okay. So in the days following this, you know, obviously we have the...
Show you on that call where she's called him.
Oh, yeah. You got, this is yours, right? Okay. Actually, I think we have some other stuff that might be easier to filter through, too.
I want to grab that.
Huh?
I want to grab that.
Yeah, if you want to grab that, that might be a little bit easier to take through, but if not. So, in the days following that, did you try to continue calling him to see if you could get in touch with him?
But then eventually...
So which one is it? Is it out of character or is it normal behavior?
Eventually, Jamel might get mad at me.
Okay.
Like I told the police and I done told y'all this. He may get mad at me. I said this yesterday. He may get mad at me because he done asked me to do something or whatever the case may be. And I might not hear from him for a while. Okay. Then maybe a while later he might send a text message or a picture or something like that. Then we'll stop back talking again.
I got you. So, B2, or any reasonable person would view this as the number one priority would be to try to ensure the safety of their child and well-being of their child, not worried about the private, you know, stripping the privilege of the use of a vehicle for that
Can y'all
child.
just take me to wherever I need to go at? Because I'm done talking.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good. Thank you. 'Cause I was getting tired of this shit. So they are. What's that say? I can't even read that. Volume temporarily lowered due to chairs. Okay, got it. All right. So she's fed up. She had enough. Like, listen, guys. It's clear you're gonna talk to me for 10 more hours. You're not trying to let me budge. And they are thinking the same thing. Like, okay, look, you're not gonna budge. You said enough, but you said more than what you was originally gonna say. So let's see what happens here.
Access to your phone.
So let's say if she's actually gonna be arrested or just bluffing the whole time, they're gonna let her go. What's up? Here it is. Here's the final struggle. This is why you guys should have waited before you started arguing, bickering. You should have waited to this right here, this outcome right here.
Just remember, you're responsible for this, not us.
Damn, a whole hour later, God damn, they had this chick.
Ready? All right, sorry. Just a bunch of paperwork you gotta get done. Try. If you do them like you're praying, it's a little easier. Put your hands together like you're praying. There you go. It's a little bit easier.
Okay, so let's see what's happening.
So you actually had a warrant. A bench, or just a capias was issued for financial responsibility for driving on a suspended license.
My license suspended?
Well, that's just, it was for a warrant was issued for that. I'm just letting you know, it just was issued 2 days ago.
So what am I being arrested for?
For accessory after the fact, for the murder.
Okay, so she's dead. Okay, there you go. No man, Blue Devil, y'all was bickering, and now you see what's going on here. So she is definitely being charged accessory after the fact of the murder. Okay, so she's definitely being charged. All right.
And then you just have a local capias for
What's accessory after the fact?
having you pretty much had things that because of the murder, you did things that accomplished that murder.
But it's a murder?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we talked.
There you go. So you just got a chitter chat in the chat. They're calling it a murder. All right.
I mean, I don't really know how else to say it. Somebody killed Jamel. So, like I said, we can't really get no question. You said you were done talking, but that's where we are right now. Okay?
Okay, and then you said a warrant?
You just had a local capias. That's all.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. That way you're not giving any surprises.
Yeah. So who is this? That's her again?
Hey, you okay? Huh? Dozing off. Dozing off? Dozing off? Yeah. Well, I guess we got one thing in common. We were
Oh, that's old boy girlfriend. All right. Wait a minute. They don't make any. Wait. I'm confused. It said girlfriend, right? So is that some chick he's sleeping with? That's the same chick. They look similar.
Hey, you okay? Yeah. Huh? Dozing off. Dozing off? Dozing off? Yeah. Well, I guess we got one thing in common. We were all both. We all been up all night.
You probably have more sleep than we did.
All right.
Is that the same woman, or is that the same woman, or is that one of his thoughts he was sleeping with? I'm not sure here.
I'm disappointed in you.
Why?
Because this shouldn't get to this point. I have no reason to get to
I'm
this
under
point.
arrest with my under arrest warrant.
We'll get to that in a minute, okay?
Oh boy, here we go. I don't know if it's this hour. Yeah. She might as well stuck. I already said that. She's just stuck with her original stance on the attorney. Especially they keep talking to you. At some point, you gotta realize, they ain't believing me. They ain't trying to let me go. Oh shit. They ain't trying to believe me. They ain't trying to let me go. So screw it. All right. So let me try to share my screen again. It's somehow that audio. Oh, God damn. All right,
We're at 501 East Bay Street. Today's date is 5.
Yeah, I was saying like that can't be the same woman, but I guess it is, because I don't know. Because how her hair get done? Who did her hair? Like, how did it get weave in the county? Looks like professionally done.
24, 2018, and the time is
17:11.
17:11. Just do me a favor, read that first line aloud for me, please.
You have following rights under the United States Constitution.
It says you do not have to make a statement or say anything. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you make a statement or before any questions are asked of you, and to have the lawyer with you during any questions. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questions if you wish. If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult your lawyer. You understand your rights? Okay. So right there for me, just saying that we read you your rights and that you understand them. Okay. What we want to talk to you about, we want to give you the opportunity, again, to see if you're ready to come on board and talk to us. We told you yesterday that this thing was not going to go away. All right? And we begged of you not to tie our hands and put us in situations to end up where we are today. Our thing today is that you've got to understand one thing, and I don't know what it's going to take for you to understand that, is you're in a situation that you didn't put yourself in. The people that you were hanging with and dealing with has put you in a very bad situation. And you need to make a decision today. What do you do to get yourself out of it? Okay? As you see by now, this is not going to go away. And we've tried everything we could possibly do to reiterate to you, to show you that this is not going to go away. And I think so far, everything we told you that was going to happen has happened. Can we agree on that? We told you that it was going to continue. We told you it was going to go to another level. We told you that it was ultimately going to end up in the predicament that we're forced in today. Okay. We just need you to walk us through, and we can prove that you know more than what you're telling us. And that's where your problem is coming, okay? What you need to understand is that there's no law in the world that says Miss Atwater sees something, has knowledge of something, that she has to pick up her phone, call the police, and come to the police. I wish to God that we had that law in mind and somewhere on the books. It would be a great tool for police officers. The problem that you're having is that we've came to you numerous times asking you information.
Asking like prosecutors, yeah, I would think so.
You tell us you don't have the information or you know nothing, and then we can turn around and prove that you do.
Okay.
Okay? Our thing today with you is that can we have a conversation with you where you sit down and just go over with us what you know in regards to how important you think it is, how insignificant you think it is. We are dealing with a big puzzle. Hypothetically, we're dealing with a puzzle just for us to get a vision. It's the size of this table. You could very easily have that corner piece or that middle piece that helps us complete this puzzle. So what we want to do today with you is, if you want to talk to us, just lay it out, what you know, what you've been told, okay? I want you to understand something, and I keep stressing this to you. The people that are involved, everybody's world is slowly tumbling down, okay? Everybody's walls are caving in. And there is nothing you can do at this point to stop them from getting what they're going to get, okay? With that being said, can we have a conversation today?
Well, in response to everything that you just said, I've told you, and just like you told me, you know, think about this, you know, put you and your kids first, you know, tell us everything, and I feel like I have. I don't have a problem with cooperating. I don't want to go through the questioning alone, just because I'm not.
God, yeah, I promise you, these commercials are well timed. It don't matter what I'm watching, basketball, fishing, they come at the wrong time where the information's about to get deep, they're about to catch a fish, whatever it is. They come at the wrong time and at an inconvenience every time, man, every time.
Not familiar with any of this, and it's not that I'm trying to save anyone or help anyone. If somebody did something wrong, I'm not against what, you know.
Okay, so Blue Devil can't hear me. No ma'am can hear me. So it's a tie. Can anybody else hear me? Yes or no? Loud, like loud and clear. If I'm low, let me know, and I'll figure something out to be heard a little louder. Maybe I'll get another iPad or I'll call in. But let me know if I can be heard clearly and loudly. Yes or no? Where you ain't got to put your ear to a damn speaker to hear me.
Your guys' job. I'm not against that.
And that's what we want.
And it's just that, you know, it's been days of this. I've never been in trouble. I teach my kids to hang around a certain, you know, watch who you're around. Try to keep positive energy in your space. And it's just like the last couple of days has been like kind of surreal for me, because I work hard, you know, I go to work, I come home, and that's pretty much all I do, you know. So again, it's not me not cooperating with you or not, you know, or trying to help someone or anything like that. It's just that as far as me going through questioning or anything.
So I can hear my audio now, by the way. Let me see.
hard. You know, I go to work, I come home, and that's pretty much all I do, you know. So again, it's not me not cooperating with you or not, you know, or trying to help someone or anything like that. It's just that as far as me going through questioning or anything.
So I can hear my audio now, by the way. Let me see. All right, I see what you're saying. So maybe it's our systems, because yeah, my system shows I'm low and yours do too. We probably got Macs, everybody else got Windows or a phone.
Anything, I just would like to have someone with me.
Someone with you. Yeah. But understand something, and that's your right to have someone with you, and I don't know who someone is that you're referring to.
Like counsel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you want counsel with you before you talk to us?
Yes.
So you don't want to talk to us? Okay. All right.
All right, so that concludes that. So now,
And I want you to understand something else, you know? This is nothing personal to you. We're all in situations where we got to do what we have to do, okay? And you know that. I want you to know that we have, you know, we've been nothing but professional.
okay, hold on. Now let me read what happened here. Okay, so it says in Jacksonville, it seemed like a lot of crime be happening in Florida, like Jacksonville and Orlando. Like, God damn, yo. All these interrogations are Orlando or Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, Florida, Jamel Kelly went missing. His own mother reported him missing, and now she could be seen in the video being questioned about her son in his police interview. Jamal was 24 years old when he passed away from his stepdad using a baseball bat. Stacy Stoudemire is his mother, and police attempt to interrogate Gerard's girlfriend at the end of the video. Okay, so so I'm still confused. Okay, no. So this is, who is this? This is like a girlfriend. I don't think this is her. So Stacy says, so it made a distinction. It showed that there's a distinction here. Stacy Stoudemire's mother, and the police attempt to interrogate Gerard's girlfriend at the end of the video. Stay tuned to the end of the video for a conclusion of sentence in this case. All right, so let me keep playing it. But yeah, it looked like this is a whole nother woman, which I thought, like, damn, her hair got. All right, cool.
Whatever we're having to do, it's nothing personal to you. We all just have jobs to do.
Yes.
And we're doing our job the same way we would do it if it was your family member.
Yes.
Okay? So understand it's nothing personal.
Yes.
Okay?
Well, y'all not gonna beat me up in this.
No, we're not gonna beat you up. We're not gonna let nobody else beat you up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. There is a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
For accessory after the fact.
Okay.
And then we will have to serve that warrant tonight on you. Okay.
Okay.
Well, damn. I think this is the same. I'm done. I don't know who this lady is. All right. I'm done. The comments at the bottom explain this is a separate woman, but looks like it might still be the same woman. I don't know. I don't know. You guys decide here. I don't know who the hell this is.
All right.
Tonight or
we're gonna serve
like in a few minutes.
Okay.
So, before we do that, is there any arrangements that we need to make for you for your children? Do we need to call someone, or
I think this is the same woman. It's the same woman. This is the same woman. Okay.
do I get to call someone?
You will when you get over there. When you get to into the booking process, you'll have access to a free phone call.
I have family here, but I have someone picking them up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but I'll call and check on.
Chose her boyfriend over her kid. Man, the hell with that.
okay, so there's no immediate concern right now in terms of care for your children that we need to address.
No.
Okay, because we want to make sure they're taken care of.
Okay. All right.
Different today. Crazy. All right. 25 minutes later.
You ready? He's just going to put these on you. Just walk over there, okay?
So you putting it together like you're praying is a little easier. Like this.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier.
There you go. That way it's not a little easier.
Is it? What's in your pocket?
I don't know who's leaving.
That's it? Just ID card?
You got nothing
You don't
else
have
on you?
anything else?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, so that was a girlfriend. Okay, cool. All right, okay. I thought I wasn't tripping. All right, so he went to prison. She got probation. Okay, cool. Now we got it. So he was locked up for the murder, by the way. Okay, these two got probation, but they're live. Don't forget. Listen, because you didn't get jail time, it doesn't mean your life is not ruined in this country. Michelle Alexander wrote a book, The New Jim Crow. Get that book. Best-selling author. She got hella support and praise throughout the country for the book, for her work. She was a lawyer. Okay, anyway, and I think she ended up being a civil rights lawyer, something like that, or close. Or she took civil rights cases. When you get charged, although they didn't do time, the charge they got, if it's murder or accessory after the fact of murder, if it's something like anything to do with murder, they can kiss their careers. They're over. They better look into entrepreneurisms, right? Entrepreneurships, and try to figure out another way. But their life changed, and it's and because they didn't really do the crime, it's humiliating to sit there and explain something you didn't even do. All right, so let me see what happened with this. Let me try to see any. We say, Mom, help. Okay, so I don't want anything 2018 because that means it was still going on. I want something 2020 because then it'll tell us what the outcome was. Damn it. Man, so this is news stories. It's not going to tell. Blah, 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 blah. So he's living with his mom, causing like goddamn trouble. So she called her ex-husband and come over for some street justice, and he handled them. He killed them. And some would say he might have deserved it. All right, so I just want to see what this is about. Let me read this. Murder his ex-fiance. All right, so I'll deal with this later. So I'll deal with that. What's this? All right, so this right here, this video is gonna make you cringe, but this one make you cringe too. Check this out.
About to get ripped out of the car.
Let me go.
No.
Why you punch me in my face?
We got them bookers.
Yeah, we have to make sure.
He said something jetty.
We don't have anything.
It's on the porch still.
He didn't pick up the package.
If you don't slow down and do right, God gonna get you, man.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story features the Summersville Police Department. On August 20th of 2020, the department attempted what's called a controlled delivery at a residence that Mr. Timmy Miles was seen visiting. The package is either delivered by the department or is known to contain contraband. The idea is that they watch the package, knowing what's inside of it, and whoever receives it gets arrested. But before we get into the interaction, I want to tell you about the last wallet you'll ever buy. Exeter has reimagined the traditional wallet. Observing the home, the officers lost sight of the package around the same time that Mr. Timothy Miles left the residence. Officer Robert Berreneau and several others followed the man and shortly after initiated a traffic stop.
You just I know what you picked up. I know what you picked up over there, okay?
What I picked up?
Yeah. Come on. Get out of the car.
No,
I ain't getting out the car till y'all tell me what's going on.
We're
now.
about to tell you what's going on. Come on out.
No, bro. What's going on? Let me record this.
Okay.
Y'all got y'all. What y'all got y'all?
Yeah, we're recording right now, so come on
What's
out.
going on?
We got the camera on.
Yeah, come on
I'll
out.
tell you. All right.
Come on out.
Oh no, don't grab me. Don't grab me.
So remember that I said that when the police tell you step out the car, it's always under the threat of arrest, okay? And they will manhandle you, okay?
One of the officers says, "We know what you picked up back there." However, Timmy had no idea about the package as it wasn't his residence and wasn't expecting a delivery. In fact, at this point in time, the package was still at the residence the cops left it at. The officer then asks Timmy to exit his vehicle, and then they'll tell him why they pulled him over. Unfortunately, the Supreme Court case of Pennsylvania v. Mims recognizes the cop's authority to demand the driver exit his vehicle if lawfully pulled over, but it would have been very
Told you that when they say get out, you gotta get out.
simple for the officers to tell the driver why they pulled him over, but they didn't. Instead, Officer Robert Bernew decides to initiate violence to remove him.
Well, we're telling you, giving you lawful order. If you don't get out, you're about to get ripped out of the car.
Well, go ahead.
So don't.
I got a back problem. Don't rip me out.
I'm not trying to do that. So come on out. Come on out. We'll explain it to you.
Tell you, dude. Come on, step out of the car.
Let me go.
No, I'm not letting you go.
Bro, let me
This is
go,
your last chance, man.
No.
You're...
Get the f out.
Officer Bernew first grabs Timmy's arm, then pulls him by the neck, choking him. Officer Bernew now punches Timmy repeatedly in the face. During the struggle, his body cam falls to the ground.
Why you punch me in my face? I don't know what's going on.
All right, so I'm gonna fast forward so I don't get, flagged too much, but check this out.
Insult to injury, the officers call for a canine to bypass Timmy's Fourth Amendment.
So he didn't have the package in his car. They thought he did, so they called a K9. So now they searched the car already. They found nothing. They didn't find the package, so they're confused. Like, wait a minute. But we were sure that he grabbed the package, but we can't find it in the car. Oh my God, man! Call a K9. This guy's good. Where he discarded the box and where he put the illegal drugs. So if you were following that, somebody had ordered through Amazon, whatever, some illegal drugs, and the police officers, the state, local, whatever police officers were following the package, and they want to lock up anybody who picked the package up. So they obviously sent it to a fake address. Okay, so they thought this brother picked it up when he lost contact of the package.
Rights and secure the authority to search his vehicle to see if they can find something illegal and make their battery on the man acceptable in the court's eyes.
We'll get a dog because right now he's going to say no. He didn't pick up the pack.
Nothing. About 5 minutes later, they finally on Timmy's vehicle. Despite some reports claiming that some canines have an 80% chance of hitting on a vehicle incorrectly, the dog...
You see that? I try to tell you, I say it's 60%, but these dogs they're not good at sniffing for drugs, right? So they got an 80%, according to this guy, this brother, they got an 80% chance to get it wrong. All right, and I guess that's the average dog, but to credit that there are police dogs that are considered highly trained, and not every police dog is considered highly trained. So I guess when you throw all the dogs in a lump, they're 20% correct. But when you go to a highly skilled dog, the accuracy jumps up significantly, exponentially. So let me go ahead.
Reports claiming that some canines have an 80% chance of hitting on a vehicle incorrectly, the dog finds nothing. About 5 minutes later, they finally call for an ambulance, though Timmy requested one after he was extracted.
Why am I skipping? Because I'm tired. It's almost 2 o'clock. I get up early, and I just want to get through it. Come on. Like now we got a conspiracy on the live. Like, stop it. I'm getting to the important stuff, and I'm narrating in between. I don't care about it. It's like all of a sudden, I don't want you. No, the crying actually stopped. It actually stopped. That's almost fast. Relax. I know what I'm doing here. I'm quarterbacking this. I am Patrick Mahomes. I know what I'm doing. Now I watched this whole video. Watch the whole thing. Right. So I'm getting down to it. because I have a whole nother video that's actually longer than this one. So really, I know what I'm doing. Relax.
Yeah, no.
The whole thing. No?
They're just discussing amongst themselves that they found nothing, okay?
An empty bag that smelled like marijuana. I was unable to find any information on whether Timmy was actually charged. However, Officer Bernu was terminated by the Somerville Police Department a little over a week after this incident, after a complaint was filed and the footage was reviewed. The Somerville Police Department then asked the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division to investigate the incident, and the officer was charged with third-degree assault and battery. I've been watching this incident for a while, and on Pacer, I can't find anything about a civil suit. It will likely be filed around the 2-year anniversary of this event, in late August of 2022. I'll be sure to update you on it if they file a civil complaint. In the end, the government threatens force against you if you fail to pay your taxes. Then, they use the money to hire these men, who will use force against you if you ingest a plant or accept a package that they delivered to your door. But if they use too much force against you on camera, they will take money from your neighbors through threats of force and give it to you to apologize for what they've done. Does any of this make sense? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Another big thanks to Exter for supporting the channel and sponsoring this video. Be sure to check out their wallets and other goods by
That's it on that. Like I said, I just want to show you something and get through it. It wasn't about. I'll put the link in the chat. You can watch it for yourself. Right here. Let me put the link in the chat. My intention was never to play the whole thing. Like I said, I already watched it. There's the next one is a little better. Okay. Oh yeah, no ma'am. All right, no ma'am. Let me explain that. Every video I play is for me, and you guys secondly. So now let me explain. I have a lot of books to read. I have a lot of, I think I explained this on lives before. I'll do it again. I have a lot of books to read. I have not finished. I started on never finished. I have a lot of videos to catch up on. You see my tabs. You guys see my tabs, right? You see my tabs. I got a lot of tabs. So I said this before, I say it again. Maybe you wasn't there. Since I'm going to waste time or invest time in watching these videos anyway, I'd rather just go live and watch it with you. But yes, you're right. Every video I play is for me first. And then I share what I think is interesting with you, if you're interested, if you want to see it or not. Then I add commentary because some of them I had already skimmed through or sometimes watch the whole thing. So I put the link in the chat. You can follow up for yourself. If you want to hear his agony, right? You want to hear him screaming. A grown man screaming, go ahead, and I don't want to hear a grown man screaming, especially a black man that's being victimized. But if you want to hear a grown man screaming, if that makes that much, it's that important to you, click that link and go to that part of the video, and you can hear a grown man scream and beg, or whatever he was doing. I don't want to hear that. Okay, so but he stopped anyway. The whole thing wasn't played. But here's the link. Whatever video I have, I'll put the link in. You guys can watch the whole thing. I'm going to skim through them. I don't watch the whole thing. I even skimmed through the interrogation. You didn't complain about that. I don't think I watched any video in its entirety. And when I tried to do one, I got flagged. Okay? I got flagged recently. So you cannot watch a whole video. You got to skim through it. You cannot watch a whole video. All right? So I'm glad that's understood. Now, let me go to the next video. So, and I already said before there was a YouTube live. In order to motivate myself to read books, I used to take out my audio device from my phone, right, the recording device, and I used to record myself because I wanted to like an audio book to whatever I'm reading. Like I wanted audio to it. So I would do that. All right. So I'm the type of person, let me let you guys know who I am. I'm the type of, I said this before in a live. I'm the type of person is whatever my hobby is, I try to get paid off it. So if I'm going to wash my car, I decide to let me just get good at washing cars in general and make money from that. Okay, so whatever I do in life that I love doing, I always try to find out if I can make money for it. And if I can't, oh well. But if I can, great. That's everything I do. I try to see basketball. I try to train bowling. I try to teach. Everything I do, all my hobbies, I tried at one point or another to try to make a penny off it. That's who I am. That's who Unbiased Sports is. All right. But anyway, let me go to the next video, which is more disturbing than that one. So I wanted to get to this one.
Said he stopped me. Let's see what for. How you doing, man?
You got your license, registration, insurance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you weapons and
In
stuff?
my opinion, this is more disturbing.
Can I get it from my glove box?
Yeah, please.
Can I ask you why you stopped me?
So you can't have anything hanging from your.
So my motivation to watch these videos is I just realize.
Obstructs the driver's view.
Otherwise, I have a doubt. Look at all these tabs I got. Look at, look, hold on.
So they don't want anybody having
Okay,
anything.
look at this tab. This is what they told me to research when we was talking about this 2Ps, that debate. This is still here, and I got videos on that. Look, this is still here. So, and I'm watching, not this one, that one. I'm almost done. Okay. Boom. All right. So they're all here. They're all here, and I gotta watch these videos. So why not watch them with you and just get commentary? That's my motivation to complete them. This is the K9 one I didn't play yet. Never got through it all the way. So I know what I'm doing. Well, I think I know what I'm doing. And this is one of my commercial breaks when I'm doing something and the live got to pause for a second. I don't want dry air time, so I'll play this. And this is the second one. This is with fair notice. I'll play this one. Big. So everything is here. All right, anyway, let's go.
Hanging from there. So if you have like a GPS or something, it actually needs to be in the lower 5 inches, either on the left hand side or the right hand side of the windshield.
So you stopped me for my car air freshener?
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, this is Deputy Eli Max. Max was recommended for termination in January 2020 in connection to untruthfulness issues. His final day with the sheriff's office was February 19th, 2020. But in a few months, Max and the county came to a negotiated resolution in which allegations of untruthfulness were removed from the record of why his employment ended. I'm guessing, folks, they did that so that he can get employment somewhere else.
So if that's true, then Tariq Nasheed is correct when he says white people don't get punished, they just get transferred. Because as you can see, that they allowed for this white guy to seek employment as an officer somewhere else. And he was definitely lying on body cam this entire Terry stop.
If you look at the Facebook, and I'll leave the link in the description, it shows his photo, and you guys gotta read the comments. Keep watching.
Okay, so I actually sell cars for a living, and I've been here for 8 months. I work with cops. I work with everybody.
Do you sell cars with window tint?
Nah, I sell cars with everything. I sell cars.
So that's why I say that you got some cops who are racist and you got some cops who are just a-holes, right? This cop, who knows? Is he one of the two? But he is hell bent on giving his brother a hard time. That's just it. Like, I pulled this guy over. He got a nice car. I'm hating, and he looks young, like he's living his best life. I'm gonna give him a hard time and try to trump up some charges or some traffic violation, ruin his life.
Cars at Anderson Chrysler, so window tint.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you sell cars that have window tint?
Yes.
Okay, so window tint on the driver window and the passenger window. And I don't think I've ever seen you guys sell.
Oh my God.
When I became a member, my first question was, can I run? Can I work out like I normally did? Can I jet ski? Can I do any of the things and all the...
Sell it on the windshield?
Yeah.
But I've seen you guys sell dark tint.
We get dark
It's illegal.
So,
you can sell it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's in compliance with all vehicle traffic.
Social media is wild. Hootsuite helps brands survive and thrive.
So did you stop me for the front tent, or did you stop
I
me?
never watched this whole thing because I'm like, oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. So I watched about a good 5 minutes of it, maybe a little more, and I stopped. That's okay. This is a good one for live reaction. But this would probably be the last one, most likely, because I'm sleepy. And, and I will most likely try to go live early tomorrow. If not, 7 o'clock again. But I'm trying to go live every day. So I have, like I said, I got a lot of tabs here. And my other goal is I want to read a chapter from these 3 books each and every day. A chapter from each book. So 3 books. You got Slavery by Another Name, you got Medical Apartheid, and you got Parchment Farming, Worse Than Slavery. There you go. So I want to read a chapter. They're all around the same time. It's going to add good it's good for history. It's good for context. Because you'll hear things like scientific racism from conspiracy theorists on this channel and other places, and they themselves don't know what the hell it is. So you're gonna read it for yourself. What is scientific racism and what it was at that time and who was spewing it. So then there's a governor during convict leasing. There's a governor who was like, I call the first Donald Trump. This is gonna be funny when you come across him. He's like the first Donald Trump, and it's like 1920s, 1910s, whatever. But it's gonna be it's gonna be ruthless. You're gonna hear about little black boys dying and being brutalized. You're gonna hear some stuff, man. So get ready. But this is important to know.
For this.
No, it's the front's not tinted, is it?
Yeah, it got.
Oh, little black boys dying for stealing fruit and vegetables, not because they did something crazy. Minor misdemeanors, not even prosecutable in today's time, and they'll be put in electric chairs and stuff like that.
The visor, just the visor. So that's legal. You know what I'm saying is that you sell cars all the time that have.
I'm gonna read about 12 and 13 little boys getting sent to do. You watch Eddie Murphy, right? Life. Yes, your cornbread. Well, I'm gonna read that they had 12 and 13-year-olds doing hard time with guys like that, with grown men like that. Okay, it's disgusting.
Window tint that's darker than it should be. Have you ever sold a lifted truck?
Yes.
Did it have mud flaps on it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got my boss number. I could call him right now because I've been here for 8 months. I've never got stopped for anything like that.
Okay. Well, it is against the law, but basically, just because you guys sell it doesn't mean that it's.
And we give them these for when they get a car. So is that against the law too?
It's not the tree that's illegal. It's where you have it hung. So for instance, if you have it hung on your
So that part's true. You can sell a car as legal, and I know it's weird, it's a contradiction, but they're allowed to sell you a car that's actually violating traffic laws. They're allowed to do that, but you're not allowed to drive the car like that. You will get ticketed. And like you said about the air freshener you put around your mirror, I do it now, but I haven't done it for many years. I got pulled over. Like I stopped doing that thing, I think 2004, the last time I put a tree or something around my mirror, my rear view mirror. But I started doing it again recently though. But yeah, so about 18 years I stopped doing it because of tickets I used to get. But I see that police officers are more relaxed now, releasing up north on some of these things. But he's right about that. That's a obstruction of view, and you will get ticketed sometimes, depending upon what neighborhood you're in. And if they're like bored, upscale neighborhoods, you'll get ticketed. And the tent definitely in upscale neighborhoods.
Shifter knob, it's out of your view. Still makes the car smell nice. See what I'm saying? You got your license, registration, insurance, please?
Yes, sir. My license is behind my phone.
Anything you know about my car, man?
No. Okay. I'm legit, man. That's why I'm.
So now he's asking about. He pulled him over for the obstruction of view, right? And now he's harassing about tent. And now he's hell bent on what's in your car. He wanted to search the car.
Like, I never get stopped. I got my cards in there.
Okay. Any marijuana in the car?
Nope.
Okay. You smoke marijuana?
No. Is there a reason for all these questions?
So you asked me about my laws.
So this young brother, when I watched the first 5-10 minutes, he seems very smart, well educated. His household did a good job on him, and he's very articulate. Respectful, and he's not appearing as somebody who's harmful or threatening to this coward.
And while I'm standing here and you're doing all this, I ask my normal questions.
I've never got asked questions about this because of a street stop.
I ask everybody for every single time I stop them.
Okay, so he just lied right there, and that's why he got fired. He just lied and said everybody who he stops, he asked these same questions too. Okay, and that's easily debunkable. Any piece of shit lawyer can tear that apart. All right, so now he's lying.
I'm gonna have this.
It's your car?
Yes.
Okay. 9/30 of 19, 18. It's a nice car. Hold on to that for me. That's current.
Nice car.
And are you still living at 35? Okay. Mr. Cobra, when's the last time you did smoke marijuana?
I never smoked. I
Never?
just said that.
Okay.
Okay, so he said he ain't smoked, and he's trying to trick him into admitting that he ever smoked before. That's actually none of his business if he done it before. If he smoked crack, use heroin, it's none of his business if he done it before. All that matters is that he's not doing it behind the wheel by operating a, motor vehicle.
All right. Hang out here for a sec, okay?
So you obviously can see this is what we do. I said I never smoked. Said I don't smoke, don't got anything in the car.
And pay attention. He has his camera recording. I told you guys, don't rely on that dash cam, because sometimes Kamala Harris can make it hard for you to get that dash cam. You dig? So go ahead and do your own recording, because it was not the dash cam that got George Floyd murderer charged. It was an independent cell phone video that brought the attention to the public and caused a riot and ultimately got my man charged. So your cell phone video, it draws more reaction and it's more impactful than that body cam. Okay, so don't rely on the body cam. In some states, the laws are different, man. I be trying to tell you, some states, every state is different with body cams. It becomes harder and harder and harder to retrieve. Kamala Harris, her state, California, they block you from getting DNA to get an acquittal. you couldn't get a DNA test of a serious charge, maybe a rape or murder, and they saying your blood was found, and she blocked you from getting your DNA test results seen in court.
I'm showing y'all that he was following me for 20 minutes. This is crazy. I'm not gonna tell him I'm videotaping either. I'ma just show the courts, show anybody.
Right. So he gonna have his ACE card on the low. You dig? Ain't nothing wrong with having an ACE card. I like to do that sometimes. Sometimes I like to just maybe let you know you've been recorded.
Colbert, you said there's no weapons in the car?
Nope.
Okay, do me a favor, relax, man. You're still 10-2.
Well, because this is what.
On FanDuel Casino, playing your favorite casino games is safe, simple, and fun. That's why players have voted FanDuel Casino the #1 rated online casino app. Play.
What we learned from where I'm from. This is what we do.
This is what you learned from who? I'm sorry.
Where I'm from.
Okay. May I ask where you're from?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
So this is what we do. So if you don't mind, this is where I'm relaxed at.
Can I help out?
Those responses is gonna get you in this type of predicament. Now, in his case, nothing he could do, but those responses, you're gonna be in this predicament, and it's gonna be your undoing.
A couple more questions for you, and I want to speak to you man, so that way you're not doing this, and I'm leaned over. Mr. Colbert, you said there's no weapons in the car?
Nope.
Okay, do me a favor, relax, man. You're still 10-2.
Well, because this is what we learned from where I'm from. This is what we do.
This is what you learned from who? I'm sorry.
Where I'm from.
Okay. May I ask where you're from?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
So this is what we do. So if you don't mind, this is just.
Now, the officer's complaining because he got his hands on the steering wheel 10-2. He's saying that posture is showing that he's not relaxed. He's up to something. He's suspicious because he wants his hands to be visible away from a claim, an accusation that he's reaching for something. So he keeping his hands on his steering wheel, and the officer is becoming unnerved about that, saying that that's a sign of suspicious activity.
Okay. Can I have you hop out? I just have a couple more questions for you, and I want to speak to you man to man, so that way you're not doing this, and I'm leaned over.
Hey, Pure Black, you do? Because they stay, you see, this channel is called that, and they stay putting cops on notice around that area.
Yeah, dude. Try to relax a little bit, man.
Because it's like I got stopped for my tree.
So he just lied again. He said to this brother, Alfonso, that everybody he pulls over and writes a citation for, he asks him to get out the car. He's like, oh my, this is a piece of shit cop, man.
You have 2 cell phones?
Yeah.
Work phone?
I'm a businessman.
Now,
Yeah.
look, he's in his business. Now, at this point, I don't know if I can maintain my professionalism at this point. But I see this cop just keep anything about me. He's trying to criminalize me for everything I have. My phones, the tree. At this point, I might exercise my right to don't say anything more, because I think I'll be, you guys see me spaz out on this channel. I think I'll be at that point now, because I'm starting to get like that now, and I ain't even there. I ain't even being harassed. But this is the time where I won't be able to hold my reckless tongue anymore. So I just say, listen, officer, listen, I'm just pleading the fifth. Do what you got to do, and we'll take this up later in court. Hopefully your job is done after this. Something like that, I'll say, because you're definitely violating my constitutional rights, and I'm going to hold you accountable. So just do what you do, and we'll take it. We'll fight in court. And that's all I would say. But because I know I'm ready to go Yakub on them. You grafted that.
Yeah, gotta sell them cars, huh? May I ask where you're headed to?
Going to Parker to see my dad.
Okay.
He works for Crit.
What's your dad do for Crit?
Can I ask why you asked me all this?
Okay, so Mr.
You said they troll you in Arizona.
But I don't think you're being completely honest with me.
Okay.
Okay. I've been doing this for several years now.
Okay.
You seem kind of nervous, and you've been shaking a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because you have a bad experience with cops, but your nervousness and other things I'm seeing shows me either signs of deception or something else is going on.
My dad works under King Judge. His name is Phil Colbert.
Okay.
He works director executive for the residential center.
Okay.
So all of this, man, I'm gonna talk to the King Judge. I'm gonna talk to Tiffany over there. Are you with Parker or are you with Havasu?
I'm with La Paz County Sheriff's.
Okay, cool. And I'll be talking to them too, man. Cause this is just,
okay.
I just think it's ridiculous how you make me do all of this.
Listen, dude, I do this on every traffic stop.
You take everybody out on every traffic
Yes, sir.
stop? Okay.
Yes, sir. Because talking to people, one, I can talk to you and you and I can have a conversation. Okay.
No, you're not. No, that's not how that works. He's not obligated to talk to you. So he's just lying. He just, this is the piece of shit cop. Like, there's no way other to put it. There's no other way to put it.
It's more respectful that way. And two, you'd be surprised how many people come out of the car and basically tell me what's going on and man up and tell me.
In other words, get out the car and tell him, yeah, I got a pound of weed in the trunk. Go get it. Go fetch it, officer, and lock my ass up for 20 years. Yeah, right. Shut up.
Full story.
That is the full story.
Okay. So there's no marijuana, anything like that in the car you know about? No cocaine?
No.
No heroin?
No.
Okay. Did you have any objection to me searching your car, man?
Yes.
Okay.
Because why?
We ask these questions for everybody, and especially because I'll tell you right now, man, I see your arm is kind of shaking when you're handing me your stuff. So that nervousness is either deception or, like I said, just you have a history of.
Can you see why, with all the black people what we going through? Do you see why? Do you see why I got to go through right now? You obviously see I'm.
Look where he got him parked at. I don't know that area. If you're black, you might know better than me, but it look like he got him parked secluded on purpose to harass them, so viewers can't, other motors can't see what's going on and basically film it. I don't know. This seems suspicious where he got him parked at. Yeah, that's why I'm not doing that. I'm parking in a well-known lit area. I'm parking on a highway. Other cars can see me. I'm not pulling no driveway. I don't do that. No, we're going to be pulling the streets. And I'm not pulling nowhere head on where I can't back out in case you want some old ride or die shit.
Legit, you can call my boss over at Havasu, so why are you still...
So when I was behind
why
you...
are you still nervous?
I have no idea the color of your skin.
Okay.
I saw
something
that
seen
struck
it when
me.
I passed you, or did you come up?
I was behind you.
And I had my window down, so you probably see me in my mirror.
I didn't. Your mirrors are not the right angle for me to see in your...
Yeah.
When working practices went flexible, I wasn't one of those dinosaurs who thought it wouldn't work. Where is everyone?
Your window.
Okay. Technological. You can see somebody, they got it towards you, you can see them looking at you, but okay.
It's a small window and I'm about 2 car lengths behind you. This has absolutely nothing to do with race or color of skin or gender or anything like that. This is me doing my job. I ask this question on every single traffic stop I do.
He's lying as cat. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to hold you to that, officer. So if, you know what I mean, that's what I'm going to say. All right, officer, I'm going to hold you to that in court. So hopefully you tell them the truth. But it's still wrong. Okay, but I'm glad you said that. Give me that admission. I'll hold that to you in court.
And you're, like I said, you're showing me signs of deception, and I'd rather you just be upfront with me, man. If you got a joint, I don't care.
I don't smoke.
Okay.
Make him a weed head. He's telling me I don't smoke 4, 5, 10 times. And you got a joint, I don't care, man. So if you got a joint, you don't care, then why are you asking about the joint then? Let them just have it in. Let them go smoke.
I graduated college, man. I ain't do all of this to just get.
Where'd you go to college at?
GCU. I ran track, so look
Grand
me up,
Canyon?
you can look me up online. I ran track.
Okay.
So all of this is nonsense.
Okay. You mind doing some field sobriety tests? Make sure you're okay to drive, man?
Are you serious,
Yeah.
man? This is crazy. Wow. What's the fields to sobriety test?
Basically just, they're called divided attention tests.
Can I record this?
You can absolutely record, and it is being recorded as well.
Cool, man.
So the reason I want to put you through sobriety tests is your eyes kind of look a little bit glossy, and some people just have that glossiness. Okay, that's why we do these tests to determine.
What's your name, man?
Yeah, sorry, Emax. It's just where I put my hand.
Hey, this officer is a piece of shit. I don't think I've seen, out of all the videos I watched, that, you know, some will beat you up, but as far as talking and lying, I don't think I've seen an officer as bad as him. I think he's the worst officer I've ever seen since I've been going live with this, and not just going live, just watching what I watch. Because I watch The Watcher. I watch hundreds of these for fun because I love it, right? So I just started sharing my experiences with you guys. I said, you know what? I wonder if the chat would be interested in what I watch, because it's a little different than, you know, the other channels. Like, they got what they do, and I don't want to copycat. So I'm like, all right. And plus, that's not my thing anyway. You know, the Hebrew stuff or the Egypt stuff. Oh, it's not my thing. I'm into the Black history stuff that each one teach, but he on a whole nother level with it. I can't get there with him. That's his lane. So, but I feel like this is something I like to talk about, what I'm playing right now. I feel like this might be a lane for me. So I watched a lot of these videos, and I just started sharing my experiences with you guys. But there's many, many more I've watched that I've not shared. Probably forgot all where I even watched them at. But I will play O'Shea Jackson though. You got to see him, Black dude.
So I'm recording, man. I'm trying to be cool with you, but I don't think you're being completely honest with me.
Okay. So when this all goes through and you see I'm good and you see that I don't got nothing and you see that I'm legit, what happens? I just go about my day. You just wasted 30 minutes of my time, and you just. So I'm a definitely. Who's your sheriff? Who's on top of you? So I can write this down.
No. Next time, ask to speak to a supervisor. Be like, yeah, I think you're violating my rights at this point. I have nothing to say to you, and I'd rather just have an attorney present. But also, can you have your supervisor come assist you with this? Because I believe you're out of line.
You can request it through my agency, but it's going to be Sheriff Reisen's the sheriff.
Cool, man.
And the thing about this white boy is,
So do you mind doing some field sobriety?
about this white piece of shit, this trailer trash, is that he's like confident in his bullshit. He's not even like stuttering. He's not even like unsure. He's confident in this bullshit. Like, he just knew this is not going to affect him one way or another. He's a piece of shit, man.
Sobriety test, man. Make sure you're okay to drive real quick. Honestly, you say 30 minutes. It'll take me 5.
Man, I don't see what's the point.
Because I don't think you're being completely honest with me.
Okay.
Whether you smoked a few days ago or...
I didn't smoke. I don't smoke.
Wait. A sobriety test isn't... Well, I don't know. So, okay, he's saying field sobriety test. He might be talking about the pen thing with your eyes dilating and that type of stuff. I don't even know there's a field sobriety test for marijuana, to be honest. And what year is this? This is funny.
At all.
I don't smoke.
Okay. No other illegal drugs?
Of course we in a... No.
Okay. Do you have a medical marijuana card?
No.
Okay.
I don't need it because I don't smoke.
Okay.
We keep trying to pin marijuana on this guy. that's why at this point, this brother's a little more patient than me when I was his age, because the dude would have me in handcuffs right now, because I would have spazzed out. I couldn't hold it at this point.
First, we in a place where I don't got no connection. Man, I don't honestly see the point. Because I got my business cards. You can call my boss. You can legit call my dad. Like, what's the point? If you honestly really want to do that, like, I feel like this is against my rights, honestly.
So it's your right to refuse.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Colbert, I'm trying to be upfront with you. Okay, I don't care about your race, or your gender, your anything, man. No offense.
You don't care about my.
I'm here enforcing laws. Okay. And like I said, when you're handing me your documents,
smoked a few days ago. He's testing you now.
What I saw was nervousness. Okay. Like I said, is that from Philadelphia, just kind of where you were raised, and maybe you're just you just don't like cops to begin with, or is it deceptive?
Wow. Well, if I didn't like cops before you, so I definitely don't like them now.
So, dude, I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to talk to you in a man-to-man aspect, and I'm not trying to treat you any differently than anybody else I've ever come across.
Okay, why don't you check my stuff, see that I'm legit, and then I go on my way. That's the regular thing.
Okay.
This is crazy.
All right, hang out here for a sec, okay, man?
Yeah.
Remember this guy? He got pulled over by an Arizona deputy for his little air freshener hanging from his rearview mirror.
Then was pulled out of the car and questioned repeatedly about whether he was on drugs. Turns out that's something the deputy does often.
Tonight, more people coming forward to ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskubing, raising serious concerns about unconstitutional.
Arizona. Oh, I missed that part. Oh. I missed that part. You said Grand Canyon. You said all these things. I missed that part. This is Arizona. Hey, yo, the whole time I was reading your comments, I didn't put the dots together on this one.
Policing.
8-2. Can you see if we have a canine in the area?
Phil Colbert recorded his mid-September trap.
He went and got a K9. He really did that much. Wow. Wow. So he's been fired and locked up. Come on, man.
Traffic stop on his cell phone.
You got your license, registration, insurance?
And the video got a lot of attention, not just because of the little tree, but the repeated, persistent questioning by La Paz County Sheriff Deputy Eli Max.
You smoke marijuana?
No.
And he asks again and again and again.
Mr. Colbert, when's the last time you did smoke marijuana?
I never smoked.
Never?
I just said that.
Larry and Janet Briggs saw our story and felt compelled to speak out.
So when you guys watched it, was it like seeing a replay of what happened to you?
Yes, except for a little bit more intense and longer.
So I guess he did do it to everybody. He wasn't lying. This a sick white boy, man.
So how long did this whole stop, you think, take? Like just shy of an hour?
Probably just shy of an hour. Seemed like forever.
Just a couple of weeks before Phil's stop, the Briggs admit they rolled a stop sign on Labor Day weekend. And to make their long story,
he wasn't capping about he does it to everybody. He was dead ass. Wow.
Story about a long stop, very short.
So he pulls you over, he runs your information, you guys are clean. He pulls you out of the car, says he wants to do field sobriety, he does the eye test, you're fine. You do the walking test, all of that, you pass.
He did that too?
He does the breathalyzer, you blow zeros, you pass.
Now remember, you're not supposed to take any of these tests on the spot. Breathalyzer, field sobriety test, none of these things. And they're all voluntary. So if you did start the field sobriety test to do the eye thing, you can stop. It's voluntary. You can stop anytime you want to. Okay, it's not a lawful order.
But these two say that wasn't good enough for Deputy Max, who accused Larry of being on drugs because he seemed nervous.
He goes, "Hey, why don't you just admit to it?" And I may be repeating myself, but I said, "Admit to what?" He goes, "It's not a big deal. You know, if you smoke a little bit of weed."
That is a familiar line.
Like I said, you're showing me signs of deception, and I'd rather you just be upfront with me, man. If you got a joint, I'll smoke. Okay.
Phil didn't buy it, and neither did Larry and Janet.
If I admit to doing that sort of thing, you're going to arrest me and you're going to take me to jail. So he says,
his girlfriend left him for a weed dealer.
Okay, well, we're going to bring the dog out. I go, okay, and he goes, and I guarantee we're going to find drugs in your car. Oh,
Deputy Max did not bring the dog to Phil's stop.
Can you see if we have a canine in the area?
one just wasn't available. But as for Larry and Janet, they say he did, and they had to wait 20 minutes for the dog to arrive.
Lets the dog off the leash. The dog goes a couple laps around the truck, comes walking back to the handler. They looked at each other, and that was it. The guy got in his car and split. So I looked at him and he goes, I still believe you're under the influence of something.
During the stop, they say Deputy Max also accused Janet.
He was accusing me of having dry mouth and smoking pot. And I mean, it was just insane.
The passenger can't smoke.
I think he asked you about the marijuana.
Over 10 times.
I ask everybody for every single time I stop.
I thought he was capping. This is no cap. This is no fair. I thought he was fairy telling. Yeah, my new word is fairy telling. I thought he was fairy telling here. This is no fairy. You dig?
Dude, I do this on every traffic stop.
You take everybody out on every traffic
Yes,
stop?
sir. This is me doing my job. I ask this question on every single traffic stop I do, and I'm not trying to treat you any differently than anybody else I've ever come across.
So just so you know, I smoked marijuana like 10 times. I told him what I do. I told him I went to school. So he keep asking me if I smoke. I don't smoke. So just so you know.
Yeah, word. Yo, I would have spazzed by now.
Alright, just letting y'all know. Alright, I sent you the video already. Alright.
Did you get service?
Huh?
You got service?
I got 2 phones. Thank God.
One works, one doesn't, right?
Yep.
All right. Mr. Colbert, I don't think you're being 100% honest with me, man. But at this point, you're
what?
I'm gonna get you out of here, okay?
I think if I say you're under arrest. Hey, yo. Wow, yo, yeah. Arizona got to be corrupt. How did this guy ever pass anything? Any psychological test? This guy is clearly out of his goddamn mind. Yeah, he's one of those guys in the mom's basement, you know, threatening the house. She got called the cops over and over for him to take his medicine. That's one of these guys.
I'd rather in the future, I'm trying to give you a positive outlook on law enforcement, man. Maybe Philly treated you like shit. Okay, I'm from New York. Okay, look, man, I get different sides of the country, but I don't care who you are, man. I don't care the color of your skin, and I don't care the gender. I don't care anything about you. I'm doing my job, man. Okay, and I've been trying to treat you with respect. So it has absolutely nothing to do with anything else. You haven't been an asshole to me, but you just obviously don't like law enforcement.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get you on a positive outlook. Obviously, this wastes 20 minutes of your time. I am going to give you a warning today, okay? But maybe in the future, just like I said, man, if you got a joint, we're not looking for a joint. Okay.
He's obsessed with people smoking marijuana.
Drive safe, all right?
Yeah, I think he was forced to smoke marijuana when he was 10. I think some white piece of shit bullies was like, yo, here, take this hit. We're gonna beat you up. He is hell bent on marijuana.
All right, y'all, there it go. So that's the video, and that just proves Eli Max's true intentions. That just show Bill Rising is just letting this type of activity happen in the sheriff's department. And for you to hire somebody that's already been fired from 2 departments, not one.
Oh, he's been fired from 2 departments. Wow, man, yeah. I'm not touching Arizona. Sorry to watch. You could keep that, or San Quentin, whatever that was. Pure Black. You can have that area. So 2 areas I'm going to skip past.
2 departments. That just says something about you as a leader and the whole sheriff's department. Because I know he was fired here for doing that same type of activity, and you know I know he was fired in Parker. According to Parker residents, it's because he crashed the department's vehicle or something like that. I don't know how truthful the second one is, but we still trying to figure that out. But it also just proves how Parker is a hotspot. So because it's close to California, Phoenix, and Vegas, they just harassing good, innocent people.
Wow.
We ain't gonna let that happen. So another big shout out to Dave, Martin, and Ben. Those are my lawyers, and Dave Biscobing from ABC. Thank you, ABC.
Gotta get that lawyer.
Just like, share, comment, and we not gonna let this die. So I appreciate y'all genuinely. Like, I couldn't do this if it wasn't for y'all. So we doing it for more than me. So let's keep going. All right, y'all. I'll be back with more information when I get it. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right.
That deputy was Eli Max, and that traffic stop both disturbing and unconstitutional.
So ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing decided to dig a little deeper, and tonight he found this deputy has done the same thing over and over again.
He was a fairy teller.
Once Deputy Eli Max's actions finally hit the news, he was fired. But before he was, we obtained videos showing him make roadside bets, bad arrests, threats, even training other officers. It's July 26, 2019. Deputy Eli Max and his trainee stop this car for speeding. The driver headed to Lake Havasu from California.
You got your license, registration, proof of insurance? You don't have any weapons in here, do you? Okay.
Yes, that's Deputy Max whispering to ask about marijuana less than 30 seconds into the stop.
He's whispering so that what the body cam can't get it. Yeah, this is a sick police officer.
Listen again.
You guys have any marijuana in the car or anything like that? Nothing at all? Even just a little bit, personal amount? Okay.
And then, as they run the driver's info.
How much weed do you think is in that car?
I don't think there's in there. You think there is?
I think there is.
I don't think there is, but you want to try to get it, and I'll watch you work.
I watch you do it. I don't think there's marijuana there. You want to try to get it? I'll watch you work. You show me.
I'm interested. I don't think there is. So if you think there is, and you think you can get some, show me the way, man.
Now listen to Max's reasoning.
He's 28 years old, coming from California, a state that is completely legal. They're heading to Havasu, which is not only a party town, but it's a vacation weekend. The age range for people who consume marijuana are between the ages of 12 and 75 years old.
Then they make a bet.
You go ahead. I'll write this, and if you get something, dude, I'll buy you something.
I'll be back.
Max searches the car. The body camera video abruptly shuts off. There's no more. But check online records of the stop. No drug possession charges, just a speeding ticket. Deputy Eli Max worked for the La Paz County Sheriff's
I
Office.
don't like the fact they can control their camera. They can pause it, stop it, and check the audio. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
For about 3 years, patrolling the rural highways. He was fired partially because of the air freshener stop of Philip Colbert on September 19th, 2019. The video
What do you mean fired partially?
will sound familiar.
Okay, any marijuana in the car? You smoke marijuana? When's the last time you did smoke marijuana?
2 days later, September 21st, records show Max stopped a mother, repeatedly accused her of driving drunk, although she wasn't, and then told her if she kept drinking, quote, her kids would be, well, you see. Here's a stop from September 4th, 2019. Max, again with the trainee, Deputy Jordan Lang. The truck stopped for allegedly rolling a stop sign. You can probably guess what's about to happen.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Nothing.
Okay. How about, when was the last time you smoked marijuana?
Not at all.
Okay. I just asked because your eyes are kind of like red and glossy.
When trainee Lang goes back to talk to Max inside the patrol car, he tells Max that the driver is shaky. The driver claimed it was because he's tired and nervous.
Tiredness does not equal muscle.
This guy's a pseudo
or nervousness. Okay, have fun. See you later.
Quote, have fun.
Begin the test.
They do field sobriety, find no drugs, yet decide the driver is under the influence, despite his denials.
I guarantee if you put cuffs on this guy and say you're under arrest for DUI, he's going to be like, yeah, I smoked a few hours ago. And if he wants to stick to his guns, then he's showing signs and symptoms, and you can make a good faith arrest.
All right.
Do you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, we have quite a lot.
So they arrest him, and it turns out the deputies do have quite a lot of nothing. Here's the driver's blood test results.
We are, if we were to run a blood test on you, what's going to come back?
No drugs, just maybe too little food.
Okay.
Probably need some more of that.
Okay.
I kind of have problems with eating sometimes.
I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
We asked the La Paz County Sheriff's Office about whether oversight was an issue. Officials sent us the following response, quote, "We do our best to ensure the citizens are receiving fair and balanced service from our officers. We have nearly 5,000 square miles to cover. However, there are times that our staff can go without direct supervision for quite some time." To watch our original investigation into Deputy Max, just go to our website at abc15.com/investigators.
All right, guys, here's the final update and my final thoughts. Alfonso got a $15,000 settlement. That money comes from the taxpayers, not the police officer. The constituents pay for that, just like all lawsuits against the police. Shouldn't there be an alternative way to make these officers pay for their mistakes so that they don't repeat it? And so that other officers don't want to do the same thing? Do police officers have too much of an umbrella that protects them from being personally accountable for violating people's rights? And this guy was training other officers to do the same thing? Should those other officers be untrained? And isn't this negligence on behalf of his superiors? Obviously, we know the answers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you appreciate this update. The man wins a lawsuit, and that deputy no longer works for the sheriff's department.
So there you go. So that was conclusion. Another lawsuit, and the deputy is fired. And hopefully he doesn't get a job somewhere else like he did before. He is supposedly fired from 2 different departments and got a 3rd job, but he still carry on his crazy tactics. Okay, so that was the last one for today. I'm going to now turn it over to the bed. All right, so check in tomorrow. Tap in, family. Who be saying that? Check in, family. Tap in, family. Tomorrow, tap in. I'm going to review some of these other interrogations and we'll look into some stuff. You dig? Thanks for coming through, making it easier to watch these videos with you. I had a ball. I had a LeVar ball. So tomorrow, next day.